That's not what's going on. Hold on. Hold on. The box over here. Not good. There we go. Now we good. Now we good. All praise Yahweh Shemel Shai. All right. Well, yeah, like I was saying, I don't know what the hell was going on with the damn audio, but through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shai, when we give all praise to, we're going to go in for an open forum. So we want to open the floor for questions. Any questions anybody got? If we have an answer, we'll try to answer y'all through the spirit. Of course, we don't have all the answers. But shalom to everybody. I know it's technically, I got May 6 on here. It's technically May 7 where we at, but I know on the West Coast it ain't May the 7th yet. And I'm always on West Coast time, so.
I'm still on West Coast.
You know, I still ain't adjusted. What is the tribe of Dan, and can it be the fake Jews? No, the tribe of Dan cannot be the fake Jews because the tribe of Dan are real Israelites.
That's right.
All right. So the fake Jews, give me Revelation 2 and 9 about the fake Jew who is the nation of Edom and the tribe of Amalek.
That's right. This book of Revelation, chapter 2 and verse 9. I know thy works and tribulation and poverty.
That's right. Go ahead. That's what the Israelites are going through. Works, tribulation, poverty. Go ahead.
But thou art rich.
But thou art what?
Rich. And I know the blasphemy.
Blasphemy, read.
Of them which say they are Jews.
It's not a blasphemy for the tribe of Dan to say they are Jews. It's not a blasphemy for the tribe of Dan to claim the nation of Israel because it's not a lie. Dan is a son of Jacob.
Right.
So if they are Danites, they cannot be fake Jews. Go ahead.
And I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not.
And are not. Read.
But are the synagogue of Satan.
But they are the synagogue of Satan. The tribe of Dan is not the synagogue of Satan. All right? Period. Tribe of Dan is a tribe and a family of Israelites whose numbers have been dwindled for many generations now, going even back to the biblical times where the Bible was being written. During the composition of the Bible and the recordings of our history, we see the tribe of Dan diminished. So they had of a small portion. So what we see in the time of the Bible is we see Manasseh displace Dan due to their close proximity, and Manasseh outgrowing Dan in such a fashion. So that's all. But that don't mean Dan ain't on the scene. There's not Danites alive today right now. Those are some of the indigenous peoples of the various Caribbean islands. All right, certain Caribbean islands, like Jamaica, right? They've been slaughtered. It's only a few of them left. The indigenous peoples of the Bahamas that came prior to the slave trade. You understand what I'm saying? Those would be the Danites. All right. You have precept?
Yeah, I got a couple.
Go ahead.
Just going into who the so-called Jew is, really, right? Not a Danite, not a child of the Most High God.
That's right.
This is the book of Ezekiel, chapter 7 and verse 24. Wherefore I will bring the worst of the heathen.
I will bring the what?
The worst of the heathen.
The worst of the heathen, read.
And they shall possess their houses.
That's right. Not a fake Jew. I mean, they're not Danites. They're the worst of the heathen. Read.
I will also make the pomp of the strong to cease.
To what?
To cease.
To cease. Read. Our strength ceased. Go ahead.
And their holy places shall be
That's
defiled.
the only way that the damn weak so-called Jewish man was able to get up over us, because the pomp of our strength ceased, thus saith the Lord. All right. The Sicilians, well, we have to study Sicily, and somebody would have to take the time to study Sicily and the different brothers that went up into Sicily during the time of the Moors. All right. So it would take somebody to study that. I'm not sent to the Sicilians. All right. I'm sent to the 12 tribes that are in the Americas. Different brothers. You got brothers that set up in different geographical locations who sent to the lost sheep that are in those geographical locations. Right. So we're not sent to the Sicilians, us personally, and those of us that are scattered amongst, in the island of Sicily and southern Italy, in which there are some Israelites. What other questions we got? How you so like your brother's asking somebody else that. So okay, my dad from the island of Bermuda, where will we come from? Bermuda is the tribe of Judah. Bermuda is not in the West Indies. Bermuda is not in the Caribbean. Bermuda is closer to South Carolina than it is to anywhere else in the world. All right. So Bermuda is the tribe of Judah, not the tribe of Benjamin, in case anybody had any questions about that. Ayashawad, Shalom Soldier. I got a question about 2 verse 15. It's like verse 20 though. All right, we're going to get to it. What scripture talk about the Romans, Esau having the spirit or red horsemen over them? Not in Revelation. I think that's not dealing with that necessarily. You talking about Zechariah, I believe it's the 6th chapter, right? So that's something a little different. Deacon got videos out on that about the various the horses and whatnot. All right. Jude verse 9. Okay, we're going to get 2 Ezra 15 to 20, and then we're going to get Soldier the Baca Wars question in the book of Jude. So read that.
God, this book of 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 20.
Uh-huh.
Behold, saith God, I will call together all the kings of the earth.
You will do what?
Call together all the kings of the earth.
Uh-huh.
To reverence me.
To what?
To reverence me.
Read on.
Which are from the rising of the sun.
Uh-huh.
From the south, from the east, and Libanus,
uh-huh.
to turn themselves one against another, and repay the things that they have done to them.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
That's the question? Well, we're going to have to go up into the context. Let me see this. Context. He has about verse 20.
No, he said it's like 20 verses, not verse 20 specifically.
Oh, you want to break down on all this?
Jude 1 and 9.
Get Jude 1 and 9. Yeah, this is just talking about end time war, I believe, and things of that nature. Here in 2 Ezra 15. Yeah, the dragons of Arabia. Me and Deke went into this some time ago. The Carmanians. Yeah, I'm gonna have to I'll get back to you on this, because either this is talking about end times or this could be talking about a war that has already occurred though. So I'm gonna have to look over and confirm, and I'll get with the deacon on this, because you know he's a 2 Ezra expert, 11, 12, all that. So I'm gonna get with him on this, because I'm not exactly 100% sure. All right, but it's either it's occurred already or it's getting ready to occur. It's one of them two things, right? But go ahead with Jude 1 and 9.
This book of Jude, chapter 1, verse 9.
Uh-huh.
Yet Michael, the archangel.
Oh, he wants to start at verse 27. We'll get right back to that. Let's go to Jude 1 and 9.
Jude 1 and 9. Yet Michael, the archangel, when contending with the devil, he disputed about the body of Moses. Does not bring against him a railing accusation, but said, the Lord rebuked thee.
That's right. So the situation that occurred over Moses' body between the archangel Michael and Satan was trying to make it so Moses' body can be found. So Israelites could go and find the carcass of Moses. Why did Satan want to ensure that we can find the carcass of Moses? Because he knew if we found Moses' carcass, we would worship the carcass of Moses. But when Michael came, all he had to do is say, what? Read that part again.
The Lord rebuked you.
Yahweh rebuke you. And Satan knows his boss is Yahweh.
Yeah. Exactly.
So when he's told that Yahweh rebukes you, he stops what he's doing. He didn't have to pull out some magnificent supernatural celestial sword and cut Satan in pieces.
Right.
All he had to do was say, Satan, Yahweh rebuke you, and he stopped. But because what Satan was trying to do was set a stumbling block for Israel. But the Most High did not want that to happen. So because he didn't want that to happen, all Michael had to do was tell his co-worker, and they just in different departments, Satan, Yahweh said, you can't do that. The boss said no. So that's what that was about. But let's go to verse, where we at, 2 Ezra?
Yeah, 15 and 27.
Let's just take a look at what that is. We're just talking about something different. If not, we'll get right back to you with it.
Yeah, I think it's end time.
For now the plagues come upon the whole earth shall remain in them. God shall not deliver horrible vision. Dragons of Arabia. I think the Carmanians are the Persians, I believe. Because I remember when me and Deacon was going over this had to be a couple years ago. That's why I'm a little rusty on this. Carmanians. Believe those are the Persians. Carmania is a region approximately corresponds with modern province of Kerman. The Seleucid Empire. You see what I'm saying? This is yeah, Persia. It's in Persia. Yeah, this could be talking about the media. Like I said, it might be talking about the World War III and things of that nature, but it might not. So just don't worry about it. I'll get with Deacon on it, and we'll get you the answer. If we don't make a video about it, Ayash, you already know we'll put it in the soldiers chat. All right. Shalom, the priest, Yazar, the Rav, and lawyer. And if anybody is trying to join the body of the Sicarii and become a soldier, email us exodus1715@gmail.com. The email is in the description of this video and all our videos, or it should be in most of our videos. Send an email. All right. Send an email. What else we got? Is King David Abraham in the reincarnation? We can't prove that. That's definitely a thought that has occurred to me, though, honestly, and I've pondered on. But that's definitely nothing that we can substantiate. But to me, it would make sense. David and Abraham were both two individuals that had a very particular and special relationship with the Most High, being called his friend and the man after his own heart and things of that nature. So potentially they could be, but I don't see enough evidence to teach it. You know what I mean? But that's definitely something I've speculated upon, and that's not like I don't think that's a crazy conclusion you have come to. You know what I mean? Why they say Lucifer, son of the morning, and the precepts of morning is Leviathan. Shakar in Psalms speaks having the wings of the morning, could be Satan and have seed or no, brother. There's no such, the Nephilim, there is a such thing as a Nephilim, all right? I'm going to explain to you what a Nephilim is, right? You're looking at two Nephilim.
Right, that's right.
You're looking at two Nephilim here. Give me Genesis. Yeah. You're looking at the Nephilim before you. That's right. Nephilim is not a supernatural being, okay? You turn on the Detroit Pistons, you look at Blake Griffin, another Nephilim. That's right. Go ahead.
This is the book of Genesis, chapter 6 and verse 1. And it came to pass, when men began to multiply on the face of the earth,
read,
and daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God,
the
sons of God,
sons of God, read,
saw the daughters of men.
Saw the daughters of men. Who are the sons of God? The chosen people. These were not called Israelites at this time. These were the Sethite people that descend from Adam and Seth, right? Those are who the sons of God are. It said the sons of God, read.
It's like it. And daughters were born unto them, that the sons of God saw the daughters of men.
What is that the equivalent to in this day and time? This day and time, the daughters of men are the daughters of the other nations. So the sons of God are the Hebrew Israelites, and the daughters of men are the daughters of other nations. So we're talking about Hebrew Israelite men will get with what is the equivalent today as white women, East Indian women, Asian women, Hamitic women, right? Read. Don't worry, we'll get this Star of the Morning stuff to you as well. Go ahead.
Saw the daughters of men.
Saw the what?
The daughters of men.
Saw these other nation women, read.
That they were fair. And they took them wives of all which they chose.
So they went around the nations and they had their way with the they had their way with the women of the nations. Same way now, you have a brother will get an Asian woman, go get a white woman, etc. That's not something that's brothers should be doing. It is prescribed, but it's a fact that it happens. Right? Read.
Let me just get to the point. Verse 4. It says there were giants in the earth in those days. And also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them.
They bore children. The sons of God came to the children of men, the daughters of men, and they had kids. They procreated. Read.
The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown.
That's right, men of renown. Those are who the Nephilim was. So what they're saying is, basically, the sons of God got with the daughters of men and created more sons of God. That's all. So when you deal with that, that's something that's applied to men and women that were mixed during the pre-flood time. That's all. Same way now. My father and his father are so-called Haitians, dealt with white women, and they created men of renown. No different than our other brothers that don't have the disposition of being quote-unquote mixed or having a non-Israelite mother. That's all that means. Right? Do I feel the end is near? Of course I do. Right? But hey, who knows when it's going to come? And that's why we got to have a full tank of gas. He said something else about the son of the morning. So let's deal with Lucifer. Let's go to Isaiah 14 and start at 10. And we're going to read about 25. Lucifer is not Satan.
Right.
Lucifer is not a magical, mythical being. Lucifer is a man or men on the earth right now. Read.
Let me
start at 10.
Okay, Isaiah 14 and 10.
Because once you start at 10 and read the whole context, you see, it is impossible for it to be talking about anything supernatural. Exactly, brother. It's a title. Read.
All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Are thou, where you at?
Verse 10.
Let me see. We might have to start before 10. There we go.
Yeah.
Salakia.
Isaiah 14 and 4. It says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon.
Against the who?
The king of Babylon.
Subject matter. King of Babylon. The ruler of Babylon. Babylon in this time is America. So who has the rulership of America? The white man does. Not any one particular white man, a collective of white men, right? And who has all the societal benefits in America? White people do, right? Read.
And say, how had the oppressor ceased?
Salakia, real quick, Mac, you said, when did the Israelites become a light unto the nations? The Israelites have not yet become a light to the nations and cannot become a light to the nations until we are set up in rulership. No time prior to that do we become a light to anybody but ourselves. Read.
It says, how had the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased.
How is the what ceased?
The oppressor.
The oppressor ceased. Soon America will cease and it'll be destroyed and it'll be totally taken out of power. And we're going to say, how has the oppressor ceased? Who has had such an oppressive rule that our people truly think there's no way out of this. And we need to stop blaming slavery and we need to just assimilate because there's no way out. It's going to be, how has the oppressor ceased? Read.
Jump to verse 12. It says, how art thou fallen from heaven, O
no, Salakia. Yeah, I need you to read the whole thing. We reading all the way to 25.
It says, the Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked.
That's what's coming. The staff of the wicked, the power of the white man is going to fall. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Read.
And the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath.
He that what?
Smote the people in wrath.
That's what the white man has done in America. He's gone around the world and smoked the people in wrath. Read.
With a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger.
Is that what America has done? Read.
Is persecuted.
Is what?
Persecuted.
America's getting ready to get persecuted, to says the Lord. Read.
And none hindereth.
And can't nobody stop what God got coming for America. Read.
That's right. The whole earth is at rest. And is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee.
That's right.
And the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
You see that? Read on.
Verse 9. Hell from beneath is moved forth thee to meet thee.
The grave can't wait to be filled with white men and white women and white children.
That's
read.
Right. At thy coming, it stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. That proves that it's not talking about some place in the middle of the
chief ones of the earth. And it says hell is moved to meet thee. Yes. I thought he was already in hell. Chilling. See, read.
It has raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations.
Read on.
It's crazy. When you look at the margin right here, it literally says, or the grave. That's literally what it says right here.
Yeah, or the grave.
Verse 10. All they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we?
Caesar, man, you got to calm down. We're dealing with your points one at a time. What we're currently doing is disqualifying that Lucifer is in any way related to what you're saying it is. Job 3 and 8 ain't talking about Lucifer. Psalms 139 and 9 is not talking about Lucifer. We're here in Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14 is the only time Lucifer is referred to by name in the Bible.
Right.
So we're showing you that you are mixing things up due to Roman Catholicism and what has been taught to you. Job 3 and 8 and Psalms 139 and 9 are not related to Lucifer. Right? Read.
Verse 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. The grave.
The grave. Boom. Hell. Again, son of the morning. We're going to deal with all of this. You have to calm down. All right. There you go. You seeing it now? All right. We're just going to proceed. And we're going to deal with this through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Shalom the street, dude. Go ahead.
It says, in the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee.
Meaning all the joy, the vials, all the music and whatnot. Read.
Verse 12. How art thou fallen from heaven?
How art thou what?
Fallen from heaven.
Fallen from heaven. This is where people get spooky. Fallen from heaven. We're talking about something practical. We're talking about a king and his kingdom coming to an end, right? Now all of a sudden it switches up to he was in heaven. How art thou fallen from heaven? Read.
O Lucifer.
Oh, Lucifer, read.
Son of the morning.
Son of the morning. Lucifer, son of the morning. That means the bright and morning star. Not that the morning is literally somebody's father. It means the bright and morning star. Hold that. Lamentations 2 and 1. Let's see what it means to fall from heaven. And if that's literally talking about something's in heaven and it fell out the sky. Or if it means something different.
This book of Lamentations, chapter 2 and verse 1. How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion?
What's the subject matter? The daughter of Zion, the Israelites. Read.
With a cloud in his anger.
So he's covered us with a cloud, not literally, but we know the saying, there's like a black cloud over me. So Israel had a black cloud over them that the Most High had put over us. Read.
And cast down from heaven.
And did what?
Cast down from heaven.
We wasn't up in heaven and he cast us out of heaven. We're not the fallen angels. Well, actually, we are the fallen angels, but not in that we weren't in heaven as angels and then we fell.
Right. We
have to understand all of this Greek mythology that the Christian church has spun. That's not there. It's not in the Bible, man. It's not in the Bible. That's Issachar Israel. That's damn right. So it say, read that part again.
How hath the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger?
Read.
And cast down from heaven.
Cast down from heaven. Lamentations, in the book of Lamentations, says we was cast down from heaven. How was we cast down from heaven? The Babylonians came and conquered us, took us out of our power and our sovereignty, and made us subjects to them. That's what it means to be cast out of heaven. And we never got back into heaven after that, because we never saw full liberated sovereignty at any point since we went down to the Babylonians. Because after that, we were subjects to the Medo-Persians. Then after that, the Greeks. Then after that, the Romans. Then after that, we've been in exile. You see that? So that's what it means to be cast out of heaven, to be taken out of rulership, man. That's all it means. Maktazah Shalom. The test of Shalom says, right? Go ahead.
It says, and cast down from heaven unto the earth the beauty of Israel. And remember not his footstool in the day of his anger.
That just means we were brought down. So that's what it's saying when it says, how is thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? It's saying, how have you been taken out of power? That's what it's talking about. And it's translated as Lucifer. That word in the Hebrew is halal, which means the person who gets praised. And it tells you right in the definition, the king of Babylon, not a supernatural being, not something out in hell somewhere or anything crazy like that. A man that sat on a throne. What man? Nebuchadnezzar, right? That was the ancient king of Babylon. In this time, actually, what it's talking about in Isaiah 14 is not Nebuchadnezzar. It's talking about the ruling structure of the Babylon of today, which is the so-called white man. Read.
Back to Isaiah. It's Isaiah 14 and 12.
Read.
How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning?
Read on.
How art thou cut down to the ground?
How is it? America has been at the top of the world for so long. They've made the earth to tremble with all of their military technology, their weaponry. Yet they're going to be destroyed, thus saith the Lord. Read on.
Which did weaken the nations.
It weakened the nations. They made the nations weak, vulnerable, susceptible to their agendas because of their military might. That's who weakened the nations in this time. Read.
Verse 13. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend into heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of God.
They put themselves over the Most High. They think they're God. That's what the white man thinks. White man sit on a throne in all over Europe. He sit on the throne in the Vatican. He sit on the throne in America. That's the white man's mentality, right? And where do they chiefly doing that at? The United States of America. That's right. Read. It says, exactly. Malak Judah. The United States says, who can bring me down? Read.
It says, I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north.
You see that? We go sit up high and exalt ourselves. That's what the white man's saying. Read.
I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High.
They want to be like God. The NRA, or NRO rather, National Reconnaissance Organization, a government agency a lot of people don't know about. They do operations. They launch satellites, spy satellites, and things like that. And one of the operations of one of their satellite launches, in Latin, it means higher than the Most High. I did a video of Most High One is still up. I know it was on the original channel. They got taken down, but literally, they think they higher than the Most High. Go ahead.
It says, verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell.
Thou shalt what?
Be brought down to hell.
He ain't in hell. He's getting brought down to hell, and this is a prophecy in the book of Isaiah. This ain't. See, this is why it doesn't work for the silly doctrines that they create. It ain't talking about, they ain't gonna prophesy that in Isaiah if he's been in hell all the time. Been in hell since the fall. That was in Genesis, nigga. We in Isaiah. We halfway through the Bible.
Right.
Now he's just getting ready to fall. Go ahead.
Gone to the sides of the pit.
Uh-huh.
They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee.
We're not going to be in hell. He's going to fall. His empire is going to die. That's right. And we're going to see them in their destitute and destroyed state and say what?
And consider thee.
And think. Look at the white man in this state when he fall and think about him. Read.
Saying, is this the man?
Is this the what?
The man.
No, the spiritual demon.
The man.
The man that what?
That made the earth to tremble.
This white man to conquer the whole earth. How does this happen? We're going to see the white man for what he is, as a destitute, lowly, unintelligent caveman.
That's right.
And say, how in the hell did this ever occur?
Straight up.
And the only answer is in the book of Daniel 4:17. We ain't got to get it. But in Daniel 4:17, it says God set up over the earth the basis of men. Boom. Right? Go ahead.
Come. It says that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms.
That did shake. That went around in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Read.
Verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness.
What?
As a wilderness.
How they do that? By dropping bombs. Read.
It says, and destroyed the cities thereof. That opened not the house of his prisoner.
That's right. They kept us locked up. Read.
Verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory.
That's right.
Everyone in his own house.
Everyone in their own land. In their own kingdom. They lie in glory there. Read.
Verse 19, but thou art cast out of thy grave, like an abominable.
But the white man ain't gonna be. See, here's the thing: we're gonna put all the nations to rest, and they're gonna go in 1,000 years of captivity under us, and then they're gonna get sent to their own lands. You know who's not? Esau. That's Lucifer, right. The white man. He will not have the courtesy. Read that part again.
It says, all the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory.
Lie in glory. They're gonna lie in glory. We go after 1,000 years' time, the rest of the dead shall live, meaning the nations are going to go to their land and build their kingdoms up under us as subjects of us. Read.
Everyone in his own house.
Everyone in their own week. They're going to go to their own land. Read.
But thou art cast out.
But Esau is cast out. Read.
But thou art cast out of thy grave.
Why is that? Because in Amos it says that they of the south shall possess the mount of Edom. Meaning they're not even going to have their land, because that's going to be Judah's land. Read.
Like an abominable branch. And as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet.
That's right. Go ahead.
Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy lands.
And thou hast what?
Destroyed thy lands.
Who else has done that? Destroyed thy land, other than a so-called white man? Read on.
And slain thy people.
And what?
And slain thy people.
Murdered his own people. Go ahead.
The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned.
That's right. Meaning we're going to destroy in the kingdom of heaven the white race.
That's right.
So-called white race. Read.
Prepare slaughter.
Do what?
Prepare slaughter for his children.
For his who?
For his children.
Read.
For the iniquity of their fathers.
So a lot of times y'all see us bring out Isaiah 14. You'll hear them first 3 verses, or you hear that verse. But everything that goes in it is clearly showing you who it is and who it's talking about. Go ahead.
For the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise, nor possess the lands, nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Nor do what?
Nor fill the face of the world with cities.
Exterminate the white race. That's what God said.
That's right.
And that's what God is going to do. Read.
For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts.
Read.
And cut off from Babylon the name, and remnant, and son, and nephew, saith the Lord.
That ain't happened to ancient Babylon. We still talking about it. There's still people who descend from them. What we're reading here is that this Neo-Babylon, though the individuals that were a part of that, they're going to be totally blotted out, to saith the Lord. Extermination. Read.
I got it. This is Isaiah. This is the last, just the very last chapter, verse 13, and I'm going to start at verse 19. And Babylon, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency, shall be as when God overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah.
There you go. That didn't happen to ancient Babylon. Because Babylon is not just a city. Babylon, there was a capital city, Babylon, but the land of Babylon was expansive. It was expansive. Covered much of what's called the Middle East. Right?
Yeah.
So it's not just one place. So go ahead.
It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation.
There you go. That's America, right? Go back to that.
Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 22. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts. Or no, it's like verse 23. It says, I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the besom of destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. Verse 24. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass, and as I have purposed, so shall it stand.
That's right.
Verse 25. That I will break the Assyrian in my lands, and upon my mountains tread him underfoot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders.
Oh, you see that? So now it's talking about this. All these things, Babylon, Assyria, these were ancient kingdoms, but they are allegories in future context for America. All right? Sodom, Edom, Basra, all these various names are indicators, are allegories, aliases for America in the scriptures. Okay, so it seems like she got understanding through the spirit, or he, or whoever this is, Caesar, Senilla.
So why, when God told Moses to put
sir, he only put his name. Moses did exactly what God told him to do. He created a brazen serpent, and that was utilized to bring healing to the nation of Israel during that time. Are mushrooms unclean and is tuna unclean? Yes, they're both unclean. Tuna has these microscopic scales. We have to be mindful. Yeah, it is sad, Caesar. We have to be mindful of what the white man declares to be kosher. Okay? Reason why is because the white man is the devil.
That's right.
He is not a Levitical priest. So he has no authority to determine what is kosher and what's not. Okay? That's first and foremost. So mushrooms and tuna fish are unclean. Okay? Tuna is unclean because it has microscopic fringes. I mean, microscopic, what's it called? Scales. So during the time when Moses issued that law, if you would have caught that tuna and not seen no scales on it, you want to throw it back. So stay away from that tuna fish. Stay away from that tilapia too, even though it's technically lawful. Stay away from it. I advise every brother to never eat tilapia, to never eat tuna. All right? As far as mushrooms, most certainly. Right? Now, the argument is it's a fungus. People will say, well, there are certain funguses. But there's certain things that we eat every day that's a fungus, i.e. cheese. But those are a fungus or a byproduct of a lawful thing that we know we can consume. Mushrooms are not byproducts of lawful things for our consumption. Some mushroom grows in dirt, grows in feces, and things of that nature. That's not lawful food for us, right? So give me Genesis. On the mushroom.
This book of Genesis chapter 1, verse 29. It says, and God said, behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed.
I have given you what?
Every herb bearing seed.
Every herb bearing seed. Mushrooms is not an herb. It don't have seeds. Read. That's why we can't eat it. Go ahead.
Which is upon the face of all the earth. And every tree in the which is the fruit of a tree yielding seed. To you it shall be for meat.
That's right. What the fruit of the tree we eat. The herb bearing seed we eat. Right? The lawful animals we eat. Anything else we don't eat.
That's right.
Simple and plain. Right?
Matthew 12, 20 and 21.
Which Gentile? Okay.
This is the book of Matthew chapter 12, verse 20. It says, a bruised reed shall he not break, and smoking flax shall he not quench.
No, he said Matthew.
Yeah.
This is Matthew?
This is Matthew.
Salakia, go ahead.
Yeah, Matthew 12 and 20. A bruised reed shall he not break.
I think that's quoting something, though. That's quoting like Zephaniah or something like that.
Yeah, it says, in his name shall the Gentiles trust. That's verse 20.
That's 21?
Yeah. And in his name.
So what is it quoting, though? I want to go to the original because it's quoting something. You shall not strive in the nation of the Gentiles. Yeah, it's quoting Isaiah.
Yeah. Oh, I know what he's talking about. Yeah.
Let's get that. Let's get the original prophecy.
It's Isaiah, I want to say that's.
I don't understand why it's got all these scriptures
that's
right
Isaiah
here.
11, I think.
It's got all these scriptures right here, but it's not got. It's got a star because it's a messianic prophecy, but it doesn't have the corresponding prophecy. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's Isaiah 11.
All right, go ahead and get it. Who is Jasmine today? The people of the Polynesian Islands.
This book of Isaiah chapter 11, verse 10. It says, "And in that day there shall be a root of Jesse, which shall stand for an ensign of the people. To it shall the Gentiles seek, and his rest shall be glorious."
That's right. To it shall the Gentiles seek. Why? Because when Christ, who the world calls Christ, Yahweh gets his kingdom, all people are going to seek to it. That's not prior to his kingdom being established, him conquering the world. At that point, nobody's going to have a choice. So all the nations are going to flow to Israel. That's talking about Yahweh having total world domination. It's not talking about loving other nations, just so we understand that.
That's right.
Because that's what people will try to use that scripture for, and it has nothing to do with that. Can I explain sex before marriage? I'll explain it. There's no such thing. It's impossible. It's oxymoronic. Sex is marriage. When you have sex with a woman, you have married her. She belongs to you. You became one flesh with her. So there's no such thing as premarital sex. Premarital sex. So no, it's not a sin because it is in fact what marriage is. It's a sin if she belongs to somebody else. It's a sin if she's on a period and you do it. It's a sin if you do it on a Sabbath. You understand what I'm saying? But outside of that, it's not a sin. Read that.
This is Genesis 24:67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife.
Salakia, Deacon, that's Maktazah, that's Big Judah. Sicarii, Cleveland, that's Big Judah. Go ahead. Saw that new shirt you just got done, Big Judah, too. It's looking fire from the brothers at 144 Customs, right? But go ahead.
This is Genesis 24:67. And Isaac brought her into his mother Sarah's tent and took Rebekah, and she became his wife. She became his wife when he took her, when they had sex. Not for any other reason. There's another question I just saw. Boom, 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 boom. If an Israelite sold his soul, Israelites sell their soul all the time. What it means to sell your soul, you don't meet with Satan and promise him your soul. You compromise your morals for money or gain. That's selling your soul. So plenty of Israelites sold their soul, but that doesn't mean a damn thing because they belong to the Lord. So they can regenerate. They can repent, even if they quote unquote sold their soul, because the Most High is a full authority, not Satan. All right. It's April, the first month of the year, since Passover is in April. The first month of the year is not something that's fixed. The Hebrew calendar is not fixed like the Gregorian calendar. So the first month of the year, Hebraically, will differ year to year. So it could be April one year, it could be March, it could be as early as February. But in between late February and early March is typically when late February and early April is typically about when the new year comes in, mostly landing in and around March. Precepts on sex and the Sabbath, Isaiah 58. Was that 58 and 13? Yeah. Can I get this precept on selling the soul real quick, though?
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 18, and because like the brother was going into, right? Let's say you could even, sell your soul, right? Arguendo. All sins will be forgiven. We got to get this 1 Timothy 4 as well. Go ahead. All sins will be forgiven except blasphemy of the Holy Spirit. That's right. So you can be forgiven of that. But I'm going to read this. You can't really sell something that don't even belong to you in the first place.
There's no really selling your soul, to be honest. That's like a figure of speech, truthfully. It's not like a real thing. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 18:4. Behold, all souls are mine.
All souls are Yahweh's. So Yahweh have to sell your soul. And he ain't going to do it because who he going to sell it to? He possesses all that. And ain't nobody equal to him that he could buy, sell, and trade souls with. See what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Behold, all souls are mine.
That's right.
As the soul of the Father, so also the soul of the Son is mine. The soul that sinneth, it shall die.
And the soul is just dealing with your consciousness. When your spirit enters your flesh, you become conscious. That's what your soul is. You're conscious. All right? 1 Timothy 4:4, and then we're going to deal with, what's that other one I just seen? Precepts on sex and the Sabbath, Isaiah 58. But yeah, let's go to 1 Timothy first.
Okay. So 1 Timothy 4:4?
All right. That's that all things are.
Yeah. All right. So this is the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 4. For Every creature of God is good.
Every creature, read.
And nothing to be refused.
Nothing to be refused. So what you tell him when he tries to go there is you tell him to go and eat a polar bear's liver.
Exactly.
You ask him, can I eat a polar bear's liver? Because all creatures are good, right? But if you eat a polar bear's liver, you'll die. It'll kill you. So what does that let you know? It's not dealing with every single animal we can eat. Because they ain't going to eat a polar bear liver. It'll be a death sentence. Right? Go ahead.
Every creature of God is good and nothing to be refused if it be received with thanksgiving.
That's right. Because what you have and what you had even during the time of Paul, because you had certain sects of Israelites, chiefly the Essenes, who were pushing vegetarianism and veganism as mandatory. They were pushing it. Like we had to do it. You have certain Israelites now that push it. You have certain brothers that say, I chose to be a vegan. I chose to be a vegetarian. You have certain brothers that say, no, we have to be vegans and vegetarians. We cannot eat meat, right? But it's a choice. So we can eat meat and accept it with thanksgiving, all right? But lawful meats, all right? That's all that's dealing with. Isaiah 58. Go ahead.
All right. This is the book of Isaiah chapter 58 and verse 13. If thou turn away thy foot from the Sabbath, from doing thy pleasure.
From doing what?
Thy pleasure.
Thy pleasure, the things that you take pleasure in. Where do you get the apex pleasure in? Sexual intercourse. Turn away. You're turning away from the Sabbath when you have sex on. Read.
From doing thy pleasure on my holy day.
That's his holy day, a separate day. Read.
And call the Sabbath a delight. The holy of the Lord, honorable, and shall honor him, not doing thine own ways, nor finding thine own pleasure, nor speaking thine own words.
You see that? We're supposed to do the things that pertain to the Most High on this day, not our own agendas. Go ahead.
It says, then shalt thou delight thyself in the Lord, and I will cause thee to ride upon the high places of the earth.
Where you at?
I'm at verse 14.
I just need 13. Right. This brother said any wisdom on feeling conflicted in a job, keeping you away from keeping the laws. Well, it depends on what exactly this job is doing. What is this job? What laws is it keeping you from keeping on? Let me know. What could happen if an Israelite blasphemes the Holy Spirit and dies? I can't tell you. It just says that he won't be forgiven. So I can't tell you exactly what that entails. I can tell you that will get you for certain destroyed in this time.
That's right.
All right. Seek first the kingdom. Give me Proverbs 6:3. Hold it. Speak against birth control. That scripture isn't speaking against birth control, but birth control is not right. You should not be using birth control. If your woman is on birth control, get her off of birth control. Right? Does that mean you got to have a kid? I mean, the scriptures do say being fruitful and multiply, but there are other ways of quote unquote contraception outside of that satanic birth control that some white man created in a laboratory to literally destroy the reproductive system of the black woman. All of those birth control, Depo-Provera. I just went into this. I'm going to go back into it. Depo, just type it in the etymology dictionary. Depo, D-E-P-O. Depo is short for depopulate. It'll tell you that right on the etymological dictionary, Etym Online, right? Provera, pro means in favor of, vera means truth. Depo-Provera, depopulate those in favor of the truth. So why would you give that to your woman? Why do they want to give that to your woman? So they can depopulate the Israelites.
That's right.
You shoot that shot in your woman. These women, I meet sisters, I say to get the hell off that birth control.
That's right.
You know what? They get off birth control. You know what happens? They don't have a period for 2 and 3 months. Then they'll have it for 10 days when they do get it. Then they'll be offered again for 2 and 3 months because it is destroying their insides, man. It is of Satan. So you tell them, stay the hell away from that damn birth control, and you use forms of contraception that do not involve the destruction of a black and Hispanic Native Indian woman's body. You see what I'm saying? You don't want that. You don't want that at all. What if somebody say Isaiah 58 only pertains to the Day of Atonement?
It's Sabbath, though.
Yeah, they're special. If they did that, they're special. They want to get theirs on the Sabbath day and on every day. You know? Mark 12. Get Mark 12. I'm 24. Been in the Army since high school. Got a year left. Been wanting to leave, but I got a whole 3 little queens dependent on me. Ooh-wee. brother, you got to pray to the Most High. I know several brothers in this come into service, and while they part of, a lot of brothers came in the truth in the service. You might just have to wait that time out and do as best you can. Waiting that time out for you, you only got a year. I know some brothers that mess around and get an honorable discharge. Certain brothers mess around and get a dishonorable discharge. Mess around, be flat-footed, be epileptic and things of that nature, and they can't make you report for service. So you gotta have to pray to the Most High. That's what you're gonna have to do about that situation, because dealing with the United States Armed Forces, you're in contract with this beast. So it's not exactly easy to just. It's not like you work at a department store and you can just quit at your leisure, right? There are lawful contraceptions. Wait a minute. Let me make sure I'm correct. I want to understand. Make sure I'm using this term right. Because what I believe contraception is, I believe like a condom is like a contraception.
And I think there's levels to the contraception too. Like they got the condoms, like basic, but then they got the shot,
the Plan B pill.
Yeah.
Birth control is an act of preventing pregnancy. Methods include medications, procedures, devices, and behaviors. Right. So what I would say is contraceptive behaviors are lawful, meaning not a medication, not a Plan B pill either. Not a procedure, getting a vasectomy, of course, not an implantable device, because that's absolute madness. Behaviors, all right? Since people are asking, I guess I got to be frank. Pulling out is a contraception, all right? Learn how to do that if you don't want to get the girl pregnant every time you take her to bed, all right? I'm just going to put it to you straight, all right? I wouldn't recommend the use of condoms, because that's something that's unnatural. It's not exactly conducive for our skin and to go inside of a sister, etc., etc. But whatchamacallit, you know, if that's what you choose to do, it's not technically unlawful. All right. Yes. Jeremiah 23 and Jeremiah 33. Will Levites still be priests in the kingdom?
So in that Proverbs 6.
Finish that.
This is Proverbs 6:3. Do this now, my son, and deliver thyself. When thou art come into the hand of thy friend, go, humble thyself, and make sure thy friend. That's it.
Right. So yeah, Salakia, what's that about?
You just told me the whole Isaiah, Proverbs 6:3.
Proverbs 16:3 is what I was talking about, but it's all right. Don't worry about that. Right. Let's go to because we off that now. Let's go to what I just called.
Mark 12 breakdown.
No. Before that, hold on. Levi, Jeremiah 33. Jeremiah 33. Well, I wouldn't call it bestiality. That's a stretch, brother. I'll be honest with you. That's a major stretch. That's like saying that if you got a linen a wool jacket on, you can't have sex when you have a wool on. That would be saying the same thing. So that I wouldn't go that far. I just wouldn't recommend it. You know, but that's each individual union's personal business, right? So read.
This is Genesis chapter 33. And what I want. Verse 18.
The sin in, hold on real quick. The sin in Genesis 38:9 was that the man had to perform what's called a levirate marriage. A levirate marriage means if you have a brother and your brother has a wife and your brother does not give that woman kids before he dies, you have a duty as his brother to procreate with the woman that he left, his widow. So what the brother did in that instance was he pulled out when he had a duty of impregnating that sister. So that was his sin, not just pulling out. That's not a sin in and of itself. Right? Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 33 and verse 17. For thus saith the Lord, David shall never want a man to sit upon the throne of the house of Israel.
It said David shall never want a man to sit on the throne. Who's going to sit on the throne after the line of David? Yahushua. Read.
Verse 18. Neither shall the priests the Levites want a man before me.
Neither shall the priests, the Levites, want a man before me. There's always going to be Levitical priests. Read.
To offer burnt offerings.
And what are the Levitical priests going to be doing? Offering burnt offerings, because we're going to have a temple, and in that temple, burnt offerings needs to be offered. Read.
And to kindle meat offerings, and to do sacrifice continually.
Exactly, to do sacrifice continually. So that's what we're going to have to do. Somebody just said something. What do you want to do? You want to represent Sicarii in Baltimore? Email us, Exodus without the E, Exodus1715@gmail.com. Or go to the website and send something through the contact form that way. I had a ranking officer that told me he moved me if I continue to tell people my belief because it's false. Meanwhile, our chaplain is gay. That is truly
the white man is the devil that the Bible speaks of.
That's right. I had a ranking on. Okay. He moved me. I mean, if he gonna do it, then see what happens. If that's what you want to keep doing, there's a lot of things. That's why I say you just pray to the Most High about it. How do I prove that? Because there was a discourse I had regarding said topic. Just read it. Get Genesis 38. The Levitical priesthood can never be done away with. Can never be done away with. But there is a better priesthood that was reestablished by Yahushua called the Melchizedekite priesthood. And that priesthood is inclusive of all tribes. And it doesn't have the physical limitations that the Levitical priesthood does. It deals with a spiritual temple, a spiritual house, spiritual sacrifices, spiritual rites, versus the Levitical priesthood that's all physical. Like we can't literally, like we're Levites, but there's nothing, we can't be Levitical priests right now. We don't have a temple to go to and work at. You see what I'm saying? So that's why the Melchizedekite priesthood is better, because it's not limited to the physical things and the carnal rights that a Levitical priesthood is. Where in Africa, they get the Haitians mainly from Benin, Togo, the Congo, and certain other areas, but predominantly Benin and Togo. All right. Some came from Nigeria as well. I don't want to lose it. Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but just read it. Genesis 38. It's going to tell you there.
This is the book of Genesis.
Hold on, Salakia. The dude said birth control is unlawful. I'm like, that was the issue. Exactly. That wasn't the issue. We got Janet Jackson here. Ain't that great? Shalom, Janet Jackson. Leave that heathen. But not
that's right.
Yeah, it's there. Birth control, that's not a birth control cut, but again, birth control just because of what it is not lawful. But to say that just pulling out in general is unlawful, I mean, that's ridiculous. So like, we don't got to get it. He gets it. So that's fine. Right. That's fine. Okay, where we at? If we miss your question, I meant to get it. If I, you know what I'm saying, just repost it if you got to. Because the chat is moving, so we just answering things as the chat's moving. We don't want to leave any stones unturned in the spirit, Isaiah got new damn music though.
Make sure share the video.
Yeah, share it, Saints. Share it, Saints.
Says Noah could only eat meat after the flood. There was no herbs. The earth was destroyed.
That's up for debate. Are replica menorahs and the ark? No, they're not. Graven images are something that you create to worship it. It's not just anything. You can have a picture up that's not a graven image. But when you create it and you want to make it into an idol and you want to worship it, it becomes a graven image. All right, so it's all about the intent of which the image or the thing was created. How do you pronounce Israelites in Paleo Hebrew? Yasharallah, Yasharallah, or Yasharallah, right? That the Yah means pertains to. So it means pertain to Israel, right? Pertain to Yasharallah, Yasharallah. That's how you say Israelites. Do you believe, or that's how you say Israelite, or Yasharallah, plural, Israelites. Do you believe there are people being targeted by the government? I know for a fact there's people being targeted by the government. Every time I go to the airport, I'm targeted by the government and singled out and sent through what they call a 4S security check. So I know there are people being targeted by the government. Right? You got a precept?
Yeah, 2 Ezra 13 and 23. He that shall endure the peril in that time hath kept himself. They that be fallen into danger are such as have works.
That's right, have works. So if you do the work of the Lord, you fall into danger. These keyboard niggas, they don't got no danger.
That's right.
Because they do no work. Read.
And faith toward the Almighty.
Yeah, if you don't got work and faith toward the Most High and Yahushua, you won't got to worry about danger. You'll be fine. But the brothers who actually jeopard their lives for this truth, for the awakening of their nation, those brothers have to worry about being targeted. Right? Somebody says we don't worship. Yeah, we don't worship or pray to a menorah or anything. We worship and praise and pray to Yahweh in heaven alone. Right? you can give us a quick breakdown on the reincarnation topic. Well, let's just give me John. Yeah. Black people in general, of course, the government targets black people in general. Most definitely. Job, we're gonna get Job 5:1 as well for the soldier, strong soldier, Ra Maya. Who are the 7 churches today? I couldn't tell you. Right, but go ahead.
This is the book of Malachi, chapter 4 and verse 5. Behold, I will send you Elijah the prophet.
I will what?
Send you Elijah the prophet.
I will send you Elijah the prophet. Read.
Before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Before. Hold on. So like, where you at, Malachi?
Yeah.
Nah, go right to the point. Yahweh shot you. Yeah, you need to physically get circumcised, Joe Blow. Get physically circumcised. Right? Yahweh Shai is the minister of circumcision. Go ahead.
This is Matthew 11 and 13. For all the prophets in the law prophesied until John. And if you will receive it.
If ye can receive it, read.
This is Elijah.
This is Elijah. John is Elijah. Plain and simple. John is Elijah, right? Hold that. Get what we did yesterday on the boy. 2 and 14 in Ecclesiastes 3. Boom. 1%. What's it? Get a red book.
Where's it at?
You ain't got one?
I got it.
Come, you're right.
This book of 2 Ezra 14 and 35. For after death.
After death, read.
Shall the judgment come.
Does the what?
Judgment come.
The judgment comes after death, read.
When we shall live again.
When we shall live again. You live again. You live out your judgment. You live again on earth, right? Brother said you can do it yourself. We know men who have done it themselves, circumcised, right?
That's right.
Go ahead.
No excuse.
That's right.
It says, and then shall the names of the righteous be manifest, and the works of the ungodly shall be declared.
All here on earth. Go to that. Do you believe the government makes deals with the aliens? There's no such thing as aliens. Aliens are other nations. That's it.
Ecclesiastes 3, this book of Ecclesiastes 3 and 16. And moreover, I saw under the sun.
Under the sun, read.
The place of judgment.
Go ahead.
That wickedness was there.
Wickedness was there, read.
And the place of righteousness. That iniquity was there.
That iniquity was there. Under the sun is a place of judgment. So you live your judgment. When you live again is when you get judged. And where you get judged at is under the sun, meaning on earth. So that's reincarnation in a nutshell. So we want to deal with Cornelius. Let's, will there be a rapture? I mean, kind of, but not like the way they say it, that there's going to be a rapture and then people are going to be left. Then there's going to be tribulation. There's going to be there's going to be post-tribulation saints and all that madness. Nah, that ain't happening. It's going to be one big, great deliverance. Okay. Let's get this Cornelius. Just a couple key points on Cornelius. No, of course we do not believe in reptiles or shapeshifters. All of that is fake.
As you watching too much Alex Jones, brother.
You know, that's fake. We worry about reality.
Right. Getting
black people off of drugs. That drugs are what make people think there's shapeshifters and whatnot. Yeah, nah, there's because a lot of Hamites, they do self-circumcision. Yeah, Portobello, all the mushrooms are in the same category, King. They do self-circumcision, a lot of them Hamites, because they'll become Christians, and you know they'll be moved to circumcise, right? So there's step by step. Like I said, I know multiple brothers who have done it themselves. All right.
So what about alcoholism? Don't be an alcoholic.
Yeah, alcoholism is bad. Clearly, watch too much Martin Luther. Yeah. You already know. You already know. Let's go, Shalom. Let's go Acts 10. So like read Acts 10 and 1.
Let's look at Acts chapter 10 and verse 1. There was a certain man.
Read.
In Caesarea.
And where?
In Caesarea.
In Caesarea. First off, let's see where Caesarea is. Let's see where Caesarea is. Because people get all messed up because it's an Italian band, right? Let's go to where Caesarea is. Where are you going to?
Hebrews, where other brothers came from.
Hold that. Matter of fact, Salakia, finish 1. I'm not even getting to Caesarea yet. Salakia, go ahead.
Acts 10 and 1. There was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band.
Of the band called the Italian band. What does the word band mean? Any company or detachment of soldiers. So it just means he was stationed in Italy. It has nothing to do with him being from Italy, first and foremost. Right? Keep going. Reading in Acts 10.
Verse 2.
Salakia. Let's go to Acts 18 and 2. That's what you was holding? Acts 27.
I had Hebrews
13 and 24. We're going to get there, right? Okay. Acts 18 and 2 first. So it say he's of the Italian band, right? Go ahead.
Let's look at Acts chapter 18 and verse 2.
And
found a certain Jew.
For certain who?
Jew.
A Jew. Go ahead.
Named Aquila.
Name Aquila. Read.
Born in Pontus. Lately come from Italy.
From where?
From Italy.
So there was Jews in Italy, number one.
That's right.
So him being of the Italian band, number one, has no relation to his actual nationality. It's just where he was stationed. But two, there were Jews in Italy. That's it in two?
There's more than that. It says,
is there a proper way to pray like face? You got face Jerusalem and pray Matthew the 6th, the Lord's Prayer. Go ahead.
It says with his wife Priscilla, because that Claudius had commanded all Jews to depart from Rome, and came unto them.
All right, so 27 and 1 in Acts.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 27 and verse 1. It says, and when it was determined that we should sail into Italy,
went to where?
Into Italy, they delivered Paul and certain other prisoners unto one named Julius, a centurion of Augustus's band.
Oh, of whose band?
Of Augustus's.
This is showing you that there were different bands, one for Augustus, one for Italy, right? And in certain people, Paul is being taken to Italy. So there were Jews in Italy. So it doesn't disqualify him from being a Jew, period. Then Hebrews 13 and 24.
This is book, and real quick, if I may, Paul even called himself a Roman. Rome is what? A city in Italy.
That's right.
This is Hebrews 13 and 23. Know ye that our brother,
who?
Brother Timothy, is set at liberty, with whom, if he comes shortly, I will see you. Salute all them that have the rule over you, and all the saints, they of Italy, salute you.
Saints, Israelites, they of Italy. You see that? Boom. Let's go to read 2 and 3 in Acts 10.
This is the book of Acts, chapter 10, verse, you said 2 and 3? It says, a devout man and one that feared the Most High.
That's not a heathen, read.
With all his house, which gave much alms to the people. And
to the who?
To the people.
To the Israelites, read.
And prayed to God always. He saw in a vision.
He saw a what?
A vision. Evidently, about the 9th hour of the day, an angel of God.
He saw a vision, an angel of God, read.
Coming into him, and saying unto him, Cornelius.
You see that? So he saw a vision of an angel, right? Hold that, Joel 2, 27, 28.
This is the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. And ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else.
In the midst of Israel, he's among the Israelites and nobody else. Read.
And my people shall never be ashamed. Verse 28. And it shall come to pass afterward that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh.
Read.
And your sons.
Your sons. Read.
And your daughters shall prophesy.
You see that? And what?
And Slakia. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams. Your young men shall see visions.
So your young men, the Israelites, will see visions of the Most High. So he saw a vision of the Most High. So what that make him? An Israelite. Period. Go ahead, make
real
a point.
Quick, also, because he's saying your. It keeps saying your. So let's see who the yours. This is verse 23. It says, "Be glad then, ye children of Zion." Right. So it says.
No, well, in 27 it said it too.
Oh, well, yes.
Yeah, I'm your God. You see what I'm saying? So let's go back to Acts 10 and jump to verse 9. And we're going to read 9 to 16. Go ahead.
This book of Acts chapter 10, verse 9. On the morrow, as they went on their journey and drew nigh unto the city,
read.
Peter went up upon the housetop to pray about the 6th hour. And when he became very hungry, and he would have eaten, but while they made ready, he fell into a trance.
So skip to verse 24.
This is verse 24.
I want to make this quick.
And the morrow, after they entered into Caesarea.
Into where?
Into Caesarea. And Cornelius waited for them. And had called together his kinsmen.
His what?
His kinsmen.
So Cornelius and his kinsmen lived in Caesarea. Go ahead.
And near friends.
His kinsmen and his near friends lived in Caesarea. So let's take a look at Caesarea and what that was about. where Caesarea was. Caesarea was in Israel. It wasn't in Italy or any of that other madness. It was in Israel. Salakia. There's a point right here. They might have changed it. Yeah, okay. The town was built by Herod the Great about 25 to 13 BCE as a port city, Caesarea Maritima. It served as an administrative center of Judea province, not in Italy. He lived in Judea. He lived in Israel, and his kinsmen lived in Israel.
His near friends.
So how is he not an Israelite? And then later on, it's going to say it's not lawful for me, Jew to keep company with a man of another nation. And what you'll see is there is no law that says that. There's no laws that says that. It was a custom of the rulership of that time, the scribe and Pharisee and the chief priest of that time, to totally exile any and all Israelites that weren't fully complicit in Hebrew Israelite culture, in what's called Jewry. So that's what Peter referenced, but there's nowhere in the entire Torah where you'll find that. So that's Acts 10. Let's get these questions back out. I know it took a little time. Give me Job 5:1, because Soldier Rahamiah had continually putting that. Is a proper way to pray? Boom. Having not normal sex. What's not normal sex? Outside of anal sex, any forms of these other intercourses, that's the business of a union in the privacy of their own. You know what I'm saying? That's why I don't like answering them type of questions, because that's for that union to deal with. You see what I'm saying? I would definitely say do not deal with sodomy, which is what they call anal sex. All right. Outside of that, do what you do without wilt with your lover. All right.
So Job 5:1.
Job 5:1. Were the people of Nineveh Israelites since they were told to repent? Yeah, dude, he went to the Israelites in Nineveh. All right. Go ahead.
Come on, this book of Job, chapter 5, verse 1. Call now, if there be any that will answer thee. And to which of the saints wilt thou turn?
Salakia. Let me see. So he's asking who the saints are. Number 1, 5. Let's start at 4. Eliphaz is speaking. Yeah. So what he's saying is, basically go back to the Israelite, have the Israelites to help you. That's what Eliphaz, the team, like the Edomite devil that was a companion of Job, was saying. So yes, you're correct.
Yes, right. Reading this call now. Is there anyone who will answer you? To which of the holy ones will you turn?
Exactly. The holy ones. Israel. Exactly. Once you turn to them, basically go back to your land. Because where was he living? In Uz. Okay. When we are brought back to Yasharallah by Yahushua, will we already have Edom under our possession? No, we won't. That is going to be where we establish our rulership and dominion over the earth. From thence will we begin to have them in our possession. Prophecy says, okay, boom, take even to our land. Okay, boom. Daniel 6:10.
That's facing toward the east. That's the scripture.
Okay. Yeah. Jerusalem. Jerusalem, the old Jerusalem is called Tel Arad. Tel Arad. Why all gigantic skulls around the world are blonde red hair? You can't prove that any of those actually exist. Those are all hoaxes, those gigantic cone skulls from the cone heads. How did the original people of Puerto Rico and Dominican Republic get there prior to Christopher Columbus invasion? That's documented in 2nd Ezra 13th chapter, the journey of the northern kingdom to Arsareth. If you have one Esau, great-great-great-grandfather, then aren't you Esau, and only an Israelite man can save your line? Yeah, that's true. That's true. I feel a large amount of so-called Jakes aren't Jake at all. Well, you feel that predicated upon a false pretense. The reason why you feel like a lot of Jakes aren't Jakes or a lot of Israelites aren't Israelites is simple. It's because you think Israelites should be righteous. But if you actually open the Bible, you would see that Israelites were never righteous. They were always rebellious and always wicked as hell. So in truth, they are Jakes. They are the Israelites in the truest form.
Right.
Somebody who rejects this truth is an Israelite in the truest form.
That's right.
To be honest with you. Which book in the Apocrypha has the story about the women who lost all their sons? That's 2nd Maccabees, this 7th chapter. 6 is Eleazar.
Yeah.
But yeah, Howard was dealing with Balaam. Does that make him an Israelite though? When is he dealing with Balaam? He wasn't dealing with that. Was the whole issue was he wasn't dealing with Balaam. Then he gave him a vision. You see what I'm saying? Balaam certainly was not a Hebrew Israelite. No possible way you could make him a Hebrew Israelite. Do you not believe in aliens? Of course I don't believe in it. An alien is a white person, a Hamite.
That's right.
East Indian. That's an alien. Have you ever seen a Cushite? They don't look like an alien to you? I mean, nigga ain't green, but he looked exactly like the little green man.
If you put him in the grayish, the big head, the all black eyes. If you paint an Ethiopian all gray,
that's that.
There you go. Right
that's an alien, brother. Other than that, ain't no other world. You can't even prove to me there's other planets. I'm a flat earther and believe the stars are literally angels. The stars are not angels. I want to get that twisted. They're lights, though. That's not planets and stuff up there. They're just celestial lights. They're not angels. Boy. True. See, they know the Cushite is the alien.
I'm a flat earther.
Right. So yeah, other questions. Other questions. What's that? That's the damn. Oh, look, it's the alien here.
Yeah.
But there's a damn Ethiopian, man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what makes, when you see all these people just destroyed, not giving a damn, you understand the disposition of the prophets.
Right.
You're just beating their head on the wall, not understand why they can't get it. It's because they're the Israelites.
Well, yeah, and that goes back. Even Moses is like basically asked the Most High, look, I can't even deal with these people. Just kill me, get it over with. I can't even. You know what I mean? Then the Most High gave him, the elders, but because all Israel was just going crazy, man.
What does it mean in my father's house? My father's house and many mansions. That's dealing with glorified bodies, the glorified bodies that the elect are going to receive. That's what that's talking about. Yes, because there's no such thing as a child born outside of marriage, man, unless it's born by adultery. That would be outside of marriage, but. Yeah, they're accepted by the Most High. How do I know if I'm an Israelite? Well, who is your father? Where does his people go back to? Right?
Scripture.
Go ahead.
This is Romans 8:16. The Spirit itself beareth witness.
Bear witness. Read.
With our spirit.
With what?
With our spirit.
The Holy Spirit gonna bear witness with you that you are Israelite. Read.
That we are
your people. You know what I'm saying? Your people. Read.
That we are the children of God.
See that? That we collectively are the children of God. You don't know. I mean, you ain't got no inclination. I can't tell you. I'm talking to you through the internet. Ain't but so much information I have that I could go off of for you. I can't even go off the way you look. Have you listened to people's accounts of outer body experiences where they saw heaven or hell, where they're dealing with demons and whatnot, or they're just making stuff up?
DMT.
They're on DMT, man. How you listen to people's account? Why people sacrifice their sons to Molech? Because that was the God that they worship. Is the new covenant after Elijah and Moses? The new covenant is when we are brought into the wilderness. When we stayed out of America and all the various four corners of the earth that we're brought into the wilderness. That's when we come into the new covenant. Your father is black, though. I mean, so you know where your father. You know about your father. He's black. What exactly is Sheol the Great? You got to stop leaning on it so hard. You're all right. I had a Muslim at work bring up the Isaiah 42 prophecy. They say everything is Muhammad. Do you know if Garifuna people are Israel? That's in West Africa, correct?
It's in Honduras.
Honduras? Oh, that's what the Zebulonite brother was just talking about at camp that came up.
Yeah.
Those are Negroes?
Right, yeah.
Let me take a look. Hold on.
Kingdom of heaven is one.
Yeah, because it's funny, he was just talking about that. Yeah, them is Benjamites. Or mixed. It says mixed of West African, Central African, Ireland, Carib, European, Arawak. Yeah, so basically, look at it. They look like they got garments on, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like it's an amalgamation of Benjamin, but you also have Zebulon amongst them as well. So it's just a matter of making inquisition to what their patrilineage is and who their grandfather, if he goes back to an indigenous or what they would call an African or black, which would be a Benjamite. Yeah, Khan. Hey man, it's our reasonable service. Boom.
What's the understanding on tithes?
What do you mean? What's the understanding on tithes? I'd like to understand what you want to understand. You take orders from the white man. I hate taking orders. Well, you should hate taking orders from the devil, man.
That's right.
You should hate it. You should despise it. Where do you reside? I need teachers. I just moved to Dallas, but we have camps: Seattle, Washington, San Bernardino, California, San Diego, California, now Dallas, Texas, and we have Akim or brothers elsewhere. Khan, Ayash, Khan. The suicide scripture. You know that's in Wisdom of Solomon.
Solomon, yeah. Dang it. Where is it at? Is it 4?
Yeah, I think it's 4.
So it's at the top too, I think. Let me try to find it. Hold on. Slovakia. What's it say? It goes like
I forget exactly what it said. Slovakia, we letting stuff go now. I think left eye from her. Yeah, but she's a Benjamite. Yeah, left eye from Honduras, a Benjamite. That's what she died at. Philio Toronto Khan. How do you feel about the school of Hebrews? I'm not familiar, Joe Blow. My brother, Seattle camps. Oh, wow. It's the devil who tempts you. How was shine in the wilderness and the world? You know what I'm saying? No, it's not. The devil there in the New Testament, in the Greek, is 2 words that get rendered as devil. One word is demon. The other word is diablo. So one word is talking about a man. The other word is talking about a spiritual entity. So that devil is a spiritual entity in that aspect. That's the word daemon or demon in the Greek. Is there a website I can go to for the address? Seattle camp is on 4th and Pine every Saturday afternoon, downtown Seattle. 4th and Pine. All right, Westlake. If you're familiar with downtown Seattle.
Here we go. All praises. Wisdom of Solomon 1 and 12. Seek not death in the era of your life, and pull not upon yourselves destruction with the work of your hands.
You see that? Don't kill yourself. Pull not upon yourself destruction with the work of your hands.
Oh, damn. Tazapani just posted it too. Should look in the chat. It's called Satan. Did the same thing.
No, when Peter was called Satan, it's because Satan was on him to compel him to say what he said. So what Yahushua was doing was rebuking Satan that had got on Peter. Why Freemasons say the sons of Tubal Cain are Nelson Mandela? Because the Freemasons don't know a damn thing. They just make a bunch of stuff up. Their craft is called speculative masonry, meaning everything that they do is predicated upon speculation, not upon knowledge of fact.
Okay. All kings
were died in the flood.
Yeah,
Mandela is a descendant of Ham and probably Put or Canaan, one of them.
I'd hate to be descendant of Put, nigga.
Yeah, Put ain't wasn't really, you know, the nigga wasn't major factors in the Bible. I'll tell you that. You know, they had Cush factors, Mizraim factor, Canaan, but Puttites, no one gave a damn about.
The Puttites, man.
We believe in witches and vampires. The white man is a witch and a vampire.
Right. That's right.
The white man wants to suck your blood. The white man practices witchcraft.
That's right.
But Buffy, are we Buffy the Vampire Slayer prophets? Of course not. yeah, they can this brother getting this esoteric knowledge, man. I legit just laugh at anything that's not. That's right. You should, you should laugh because it is a joke.
So these weirdos.
Man, you know, some people get on this YouTube, they got to find the truth somehow. So we trying to minister them as best we can. So, you know, it's all right. We understand people put all this madness out there. You know what I'm saying? We got to fight it in the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. There's scripture and apocrypha about seeing signs or the stars formed a vision. Do you guys know what that might be? Pinpoint the verse.
I think he's talking about.
Oh, no. It's in the Apocrypha. He's talking about when they saw the horses, the battle in the heavens.
Oh, some of the chariots.
That battle is historically documented outside of the battle. That vision, that apparition that all these people saw, and it was keeping Alexander and them on one side of the river for a time for the purpose of executing what the Most High wanted, the Most High's will in this particular battle, right? All praise Yahweh Shemel Shah. But when the battle waxed strong. No. This is when the angels came and assisted the Maccabees.
Yeah, that's not the same.
That's not the same. It might be horses, Asia, but the people enemy horses. You want to put in horsemen. Horsemen as opposed to horses. Well, yeah, there are tares amongst us. The tares amongst us are mostly Edomites, though, not so much Canaanites. But there are, I'm sure, Canaanite tares as well. Yeah, like there's different forms of, like, you could call it tithes, you could call it alms. Some people call it a membership fee. You see what I'm saying? But collectively, the members of the church are supposed to give for the purpose of maintaining the church. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you see, like, classes, brother, have a building where they hold classes at. That costs money. You see what I'm saying? All these various, like, people get all messed up about certain things, and it's like this ministry, if you really want to take it to where you want to take it to, it's going to cost money, right? So as a collective, we should be collectively contributing to the furtherance of this gospel in every particular camp, church, or ministry. So brothers do what? Donate or tithe or alm or whatever you want to call it to their congregation for the purpose of the furtherance of their congregation and the maintaining of their congregation, the maintenance of their congregation. Go ahead.
And then it happened.
Quote it, yeah.
This is 2 Maccabees 5:2. And then it happened that through all the city, for the space almost of 40 days, there were seen horsemen running in the air.
There were seen horsemen. Well, that's right, Debak. Read.
And cloth of gold, and armed with lances, like a band of soldiers.
That's right.
And troops of horsemen in array, encountering and running.
So they're seeing this apparition in the heavens. Read.
And running one against another, with shaking of shields.
These are the chariots doing a Project Blue Beam type thing. Right, read.
And multitude of pikes, and drawing of swords, and casting of darts, and glittering of golden ornaments, and harnesses of all sorts. Wherefore every man prayed that that apparition might turn to good.
You see that? So it kept them where they were, and it was a precursor to a specific battle that happened in the time of the Greeks. Is eating McDonald's a sin? No. That's right, Is eating fast food a sin? No. Just don't eat unlawful things. That's right, Tazapanya.
Rabbi Finkelstein says McDonald's has human meat.
Man, Rabbi Finkelstein is out of his damn mind. You mean to tell me there's a billion served? You mean to tell me they killed 1 billion babies and gave it to you in a McDouble? Let's be serious.
Rabbi Finkelstein's going to slavery.
That's right. I can't wait.
How about that?
King of Light is fake food. Yeah, but all this damn food is fake food. I want you to tell me where we're getting real food at. Based off Genesis 1:16, is it wrong to believe that the moon gets its light from the sun? Yes, because according to the Bible, the moon is its own self-illuminating light, and contrary to the devil's science that says the moon is lit from the sun. The moon is its own celestial light. Kangaroo meat is not lawful. All right, not cloven-footed, man. It is good judgment to tell a Latino he's an Israelite. He could maybe be a descendant of. No, your black ass could be a descendant of a slave master, the same as he could be.
That's right.
That don't even make no sense. Just because somebody lighter skin don't mean they have. It's crazy, right? Because you have you're judging by somebody being light skinned, and that light skinned person, like I can establish my family back than a lot of dark skinned people can. And all my family after me, before me rather, is dark skinned, right? But somebody else, oh, this guy not an Israelite. He looked like this and looked like that. We ain't going off of that.
No.
That's ridiculous. It's a lot of, bro, I know light-skinned Mexicans, bro, with afros bigger than a lot of Judites. All right? You can't go off of that. Right?
Brother Issachar.
Well, his mom is a Levite. That's why.
Oh, well,
he half black. Yeah. What are we talking about here? I just logged on. It's open for him. It's open for him. Yeah, fast food is not healthy, but it's not unlawful. But truthfully, all this stuff is the same food. It's all garbage. I don't want to lose anything. Can you do a breakdown on that? Just look up Sicarii non-messianic, and you'll see our breakdowns on that. We got some in-depth stuff through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. What does it mean the kingdom of heaven is within you? Meaning the power to manifest the kingdom of heaven is within us, and we have to come together collectively in order to do it through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Is a do-rag covering your head? Yeah, but those brothers have a different understanding of what it is. So I would say it is, but those brothers have a different understanding. So you would have to inquire at AOC about their understanding of it. Shalom to the powerful officer of the tribe of Zebulon, Ibaja.
That's right.
We had a beautiful time edifying this Guatemalan brother. All right. I hope I did your breakdown justice, Officer Ibaja. Look out for that video coming very soon through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. That's right. Ronda Rousey forefathers were black. Can I see some proof on that?
No, her grandmother was black.
Her grandmother was black?
Grandmother is black, yeah. Grandmother.
Look, if you can, hey, if they can have proved it, I would have went with it.
It's
but
either grandmother or grandfather on her mother's side.
Okay, okay.
But I was trying to like, oh, she could be a Jake, but no, she ain't a Jake.
Yeah, well, yeah, she don't got a Jake spirit from me personally. Do y'all still follow Move? Yes. Same with us Negroes. Some of us could be descendants. Exactly. No, some of us, here we have to understand. It's not just about African, like people, that's the problem. People go off skin color. I know niggas that's dark skinned, that's grandfather is white. I know niggas that's dark skinned, that's daddy is white. So it's not about your color is not all of that is that it's when you study genetics, you understand how problematic employing those arguments are. Right? Matthew 13 says there's tares that sown amongst the wheat, that Yahushua would separate them. So we see blacks and Latinos, if you can't prove definitively that his forefather is a white person, that's an Israelite, and Yahushua will sort it out later.
That's right.
Is taking bodybuilding supplements a sin? If it's a pork capsule, check them capsules. Someone told me 2/3 Israel doctrine was fulfilled. How to prove the 2/3 Israel doctrine is something that is how the Most High always operates. People act like the fulfillment of certain prophecies or a prophecy occurs. It's not a fulfillment. It's a prophecy occurred, but it's how the Most High operates with 1/3 and 2/3, which is why here's how you prove it. The number for Satan is 603 and 2/3 is 66.6%. And that's the amount of Israelites that'll be conformed to Satan, to the image of the beast. Right? So that's how it works. Is the seed of Israel not the complexion? Exactly. It's about the seed, not complexion. No, hold on. God damn. I hate when this happens. All right. No, McDonald's uses kangaroo meat. You'd have to prove it, bro. You'd have to prove it. No conspiracy websites.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, Bob Marley, a devil. All right, going to the gym. Knowing there's a gay mafia and drugs just to train is a sin and being in defiled land. I mean, going to the gym, as long as you ain't asshole naked, is not a sin, man. That ancient gym knows that was a damn evil thing to do. This was a good question. Where do you hold camp at? The Dallas one main place. That's Main and Griffin, downtown, Saturday afternoons. Come check us out through the Spirit. Yes, that's right. It's about our forefathers. I got a friend black as hell, and he has got a white forefather from Abraham Lincoln. Like, see what I'm saying? Rhonda goes not to she goes not back to the Moors. Right? You hear double tell out here, Stratford. Okay, Stratford. Yeah, the closest brother we got out there is in Sacramento. He's in the chat. Ayasha Wad. I told her Ayasha Wad. He's in Sacramento.
That's right.
Phineas covenant priesthood came from killing an Israelite to save Israel. Touch on that regard of being the second wilderness. Can that go down when we in the wilderness? Yeah, it's going to. I'll show you. Luke 19 and 27. In the wilderness, in the second wilderness, Israelites are going to be put to death.
That's right.
Because basically, and also after that, we got to get that herd of thy fame.
Yeah,
because in America, 2/3 is going to die because Israelites don't have an excuse. We've been on these street corners, Shalom, soldier the God of the One. We've been on these street corners. This truth is on YouTube. It's everywhere. But there's certain areas in the world that they're not as accessible to the truth. So certain of these guys are going to get pardoned for a time to get the truth presented to them in the wilderness. All right, go ahead.
Come on, this book of Matthew, it's like Luke chapter 19, verse 27. But those mine enemies, which would not that I should reign over them.
Those that don't want to accept Yahweh Shai in the wilderness, read.
Bring hither.
Bring them, read.
And slay them before me.
And they'll be killed. That they don't want to accept Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
And that goes right into Ezekiel 20th chapter, purging the rebels.
Exactly, purging the rebels. No, Nibiru is not in the Bible. I just saw a good question. Sister said, should women work or is her duty the house? Her duty is the house, but unfortunately, we all in slavery. You in slavery too. So sometimes sisters may have to work. Ideally, you won't, but you know, in certain cases, you have to. You got the other one, Heard My Fame?
Yeah, yes. Yes, Isaiah 66.
Man, it's too like y'all. Go ahead.
That's not it. That's not going on. Is that Ezekiel?
How you get married in the truth is sex. You're already married, brother. If we're talking about a ceremony, that's different. But the marriage is sex. A ceremony is a public announcement. That's all. All nations believe in the Bible. Exactly. Thanks, brothers. It's hard out here for our people. Thanks for teaching. All pray them all. It's our reasonable service and duty, brother. Is 144,000 only in Babylon? No, but the 144,000 is predominantly in Babylon, but it's not just limited to the Americas. There's brothers going to get delivered all over the place, right? Go ahead.
Come on, let's look at Isaiah 66 and 19. And I will set a sign among them, and I will send those that escape of them unto the nations.
To the nations, meaning those that are delivered out of this destruction, that escape the destruction of Babylon, will be sent to the nations. Read.
Come. It says to Tarshish.
To Tarshish, read.
Pul. And Lud. That draw the bow.
Read.
To Tubal.
All over the world. Read.
To Javan. To the isles afar off.
Read.
That have not heard my fame.
That have not heard the fame of the Most High. Read.
Neither have seen my glory. And they shall declare my glory among the Gentiles.
Among the Gentiles. So bring them brothers into that wilderness and preach this truth to them, declare the glory of the Most High and Yahweh Shai to them. And if they don't accept it, as Yahweh Shai said, they are brought before Yahweh Shai and slayed. Those that do accept it will fill in the rest of the remnant and the 144 and go into the land and begin that millennial reign with Yahweh Shai. Okay. All right. Is it still a law to give 10%? I would say so. Abraham, prior to a Levitical priesthood, Abraham gave tithes of all his increase. Right? Because people say it wasn't just this and that. Money was a part of that also. People actually think that 10% of all the produce of Israel just sat somewhere.
Yeah, corn and stuff.
Just sat somewhere. That would spoil and go to waste. The Most High hates wasting.
That's right.
So you would liquidate your goods, and then that would be taken and thrown into the temple. And based upon the amount of money that was in the temple is how strong our shekel would be. That was what our whole financial structure would be, predicated upon the tithes that were laying up in that temple. That's what it was. Is David Rothschild the reincarnation of Caesar Borgia? It could be. It looked like the devil. Look a lot like the devil, right? Do you believe in ancient technology that we don't have today, that our ancestors and other nations had, like ancient structures? I mean, I have to believe in certain ancient technologies. It's evident that it existed. I don't know. I don't know the particulars of what you're talking about, though. Exactly. You have to be more specific. We all, Israel, get spiritual power in the kingdom. Yeah, when they're reborn. When they're reborn, the 2/3 will be glorified as well, and rulers as well. I pray for our brothers and sisters wake up so we can stop. That's right. That's what we got to pray for, and we got to do the works to wake them up through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Do you think that the Akim and Damona Israel are there because it's not time for us to enter the fullness yet? You said, I don't understand your question. They're there for a reason, but I don't understand fully your question. A people or nation from far off whose tongue you do not know is or isn't Edom, due to the Most High name Edom, but doesn't on that verse. What you talking about in Deuteronomy 28? We have to understand Deuteronomy 28 and all the curses. When we sin, these curses happen to us. So those curses didn't happen one time. So in the latter times, it's talking about white people, Edomites, and other times it's talking about other people. Whoever the Most High sent to us. What you got?
I got two things.
Hold that. Get Baruch.
All right.
That's what we need is Baruch to prove the point here.
Where's your red book?
I got my full joint, wherever my bag is at. If you ain't got that, we ain't got to get it. That's a lot, you. Go in the room. Go in my room.
All right.
It's right up in the Salakia. It just ain't got the cover on it. I think Dukes might be used a little bit elsewhere, but that's really just used amongst Edomite white people. Well, they're fools. Atheists are fools, man. Absolute fools. No, they're all ruled. No Israelites. There will be no suffering of Israelites in the kingdom. There will be no death of Israelites in the kingdom. That doesn't mean they're going to live forever, but they're not going to die. Israelites going to have a heart attack or catch a bullet to the head. Sheol is the grave. They're not going to catch a heart attack or a bullet to the head, right? But they all just won't go initially and see the conquering, the conquest. Some will have to be born into the kingdom through the loins of the elect. That's all. And then they'll be ashamed when they are born, but they'll still be in rulership. With that, good question, to God. Okay, boom. Where we at? Baruch. Yeah. That's on Deuteronomy 28. I'm sorry, but I don't believe anything y'all say. So, I mean, why are you here? You don't have to believe anything we say. We've proven it with the Bible, you know?
I got a precept because he says that talking about Esau, but this is Daniel 9:11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore the curse is poured upon us in the oath that is written in the law of Moses.
You see that? So the curse was poured upon us in Babylon, with Assyria, with the Romans, with the Greeks. It's constantly coming on us. So that's the point. Go ahead.
The servant of the Most High, because we have sinned against him.
Okay, where we at, boom?
You want Baruch?
No, that's it. Yeah. That proved the point. People say Hamites has Dukes. Yeah, I don't see that anywhere, but it could be. How can I prove that the family that's smoking weed is against the Most High? Because it's putting cancer in their body. That should tell you when Edom mixed with Canaanites, they're dark Edomites. I mean, they're dark Edomite mixing with Israel.
Bob Marley.
Right? Bob Marley. Too bad. Do you know Trump has a death ray from Tesla and can teletransport missiles?
He said this.
Yeah, I like to see it. I don't believe it. They don't got Tesla stuff, man. Tesla did something on purpose. Y'all talking about this Tesla? Trust me, I done studied up. Tesla went on different continents and different countries and did all this stuff. All right? On purpose. So couldn't one government get a hold of this stuff. They couldn't get it while they killed the nigga, man. The Bible was written by man. You writing stuff now. So I'm not supposed to believe you this. Don't worry about it. The Bible was written by multiple men. Yeah, exactly. By man. If you can't eat pork, you can't smoke weed, period. Or anything for that matter. Everything been written by man. Okay, boom. Brothers is just on his head. What is your faith? Nigga, have no faith.
Did you get the brother a question? He said, is David Rothschild the beast of Revelation 13?
No, certainly not. He's a key player in it, though. He's a part, but that's a collective of nation. King of Light, boom. Native Indians believe in vampires and world. Well, some do, and they also worship any damn thing that they see. A lot of them. All right, our brothers are bugged out. They also are drinking shampoo to get drunk. All right, our brothers, Tribe of Gad, need help.
Yeah, that's right.
I've been asking questions. We go, okay.
I don't believe in.
I hate all. Well, that's fine. That's fine. Tesla died a virgin. I'm bad for Tesla. Does mental or also in heaven? I don't understand your question, Azariah. Your opinion on the Testament of 12 patriarchs? Pseudo. It's not real. It's fake.
About to get blocked.
As long as you don't do nothing stupid. I might put him in timeout first.
Yeah. Squat.
We got other questions, man.
He said, I'm sorry, but I don't believe in anything y'all say. Why are you wasting your time then?
Yeah, I don't get it.
I never understood those guys.
You know?
He says, I hate all people. What was it? Anger goes in the bosom of fools.
Ain't nobody gonna block you, man. Let it go. We let it go. Just shut up. Why Hitler lost? Because the Most High wanted him to lose. He wanted to set up the beast, set up the whore, rather. I read about an article stating the Shabbat originally started out as celebrating new moon and seventh-day of rest was a separate thing, and over time morphed together. I don't see them morphing together over time. I see them correlating with one another from the beginning of going back to Exodus. I'm just curious. I'm just curious. Why is it pseudo? I mean, well, let's find out why it's pseudo. Let's just Google it.
You said what's it called?
Testimony.
Well, I got a book for everything, man. I bet you I wrote a book. Jake will go buy it, man.
You believe it.
Testimony of
SACRAMENTO. Testament of the 12 patriarchs. Watch this. Let's just read about it. It says the Testament of the 12 patriarchs.
Old-skin Armenian.
Hold on. The Testament of the 12 patriarchs is a constitute of apocryphal scriptures connected to the Bible. It is pseudepigraphal work. Pseudo, fake. Comprising the dying commands of the 12 sons of Jacob, is a part of the Oscan Armenian Orthodox Bible of 1666. All right, so it's fake. It's pseudepigraphal. Okay, and who's accredited? There's somebody who's accredited with R.H. Charles, a white man, is accredited with the devil. So no, it's not real. Which gives me great hope because dudes are bugging out. Oh, well, who's the 144 brothers, us men on earth? The 144 are like some men are. Some of the 144 is not alive. Some of them is alive, but the 144 is the 144. Don't be okay. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Just ignore this cat. King of Light, ignore him. He's a damn distraction. Ask your question. Yeah, and where is his documents? Where is his original manuscripts? They don't exist. It's pseudo. All the books that are called pseudepigraphal, I don't understand how any of y'all believe in it when the book is called fake. And all of them start, the alpha and omega of their existence is some white man. How can we believe that? Why their transsexual Illuminati White House and a strange woman was with Solomon was a Solomon as a prostitute sacred for the pagan. You gotta start speaking in clear sentences, Caesar. You got a precept? Okay. Fiction. Is that right? Fiction. Not a fact. More questions. Who brought this out? I think I got the red book.
I ain't know what it was. But you just some
questions. Yeah, you ain't lying, Don. You are not lying. When will the Ark of the Covenant come back into play? When the temple is reestablished. I would assume. Any symbolic reason to why John stood in the sand? I'm not sure, Gorilla. Do you see the correlation between the theory of evolution and the account of Genesis 1? No, I do not see a correlation. Because of the basis of the theory of evolution. Talking about microevolution and adaptation is not a problem, but the theory of evolution and what it is It doesn't work. A lot of people are pushing Jasper and Enoch. Yeah, because they love getting high.
Right.
A lot of people that push them books, they smoke a lot of weed. Bro.
That's right.
They smoke a lot of weed, and that has a lot to do with it. Except for, instead of just keeping the simplicity of Yahweh and the law, statutes, commandments, and faith. He's saying people are not law keepers. A lot of them totally, disannulling, or casting off laws, but are experts in fake books. My son, it seems like so many black guys are just obsessed with these white women. I'll be honest with you, man. What you have to do is you have to teach our people have to be taught how vile and disgusting the other nations are.
That's right.
Especially the Edomites.
Con.
There's an agenda, though. What we have to understand is the reason why the white man got your head in his woman's ass is so he can get a hold of your woman. Because that is a huge agenda, getting the black woman with the white man. Con. He wants your woman so he can have babies with color.
Yeah.
Period. And if he has to sacrifice that dog of a bitch he calls a woman, he has no problem doing it. So we have to understand the importance of nation building, the importance of giving your life and your strength and your love to your sister, man.
That's right.
Right? Proverbs 5. Is it 5? It might be 9. It's 9 or 5. 5.
Strange woman.
Yeah, how evil your riches be in the house of the cruel. Kind of success.
Yeah.
Why? Because they've been blinded, man. He went up.
I got it.
Go ahead.
Proverbs 5:3. For the lips of a strange woman.
That ain't it.
That ain't it. No.
Later, it might be 9 or 8. 9. Proverbs 9.
No, it's not 9.
It's not 7. Is it 5?
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, you just gonna have to start at 5 and 8. Start at 8.
This is Proverbs 5 and 8.
Mm-hmm.
Remove thy way far from her.
Get away from that white bitch and any other nation woman. Read.
And come not nigh the door of her house.
Don't come near her.
Lest thou give thine honor unto others, and thy years unto the cruel.
You see that? You're giving your honor unto another people and your years into the cruel. All right? Don't do that. Go ahead.
It says, verse 10, let strangers be filled with thy wealth, and thy labors be in the house of a stranger.
That's right. Agenda's on it. See, it's I see it in different like literally in different places. Like on the West Coast, it's big. I ain't seen it as much down south for sure since I've been out here. But we got to teach our people to love ourselves and love one another. I wouldn't want to give my love to any people that's not an Israelite. I would never want to do that. There's so many fine Black and Hispanic women, Native Indian women, and I'm going to give my love to the white bitch, to a Hamite, to a Ishmaelite. Yeah, right. We got 12 tribes of fine women, man.
That's right.
I'm talking about, man. You kidding me? Give my love to the heathen, man. That's crazy. That's right. That's damn right. And the black man has to understand that there's an agenda against him. So what's tearing him apart from his woman is the white man's agenda. Don't fall for that, man.
That's right.
All right. There was an experiment conducted on a dating application, right? Dating app. And in that dating app, it showed that black women had the most interest in black men, but black men were the only demographic of men that had a lowered interest in his own woman. It's an issue. So we have to watch the attack that was on a black woman that gave her all these negative stereotypes that demonize her and make black men feel like they're better than her. So they distance themselves from her, was all a design so the white woman can enjoy what God gave us, which is the black, Hispanic, Native Indian woman. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 2 and let's start at verse 16.
And you get told before. Go ahead.
To deliver thee from the strange woman, even from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
She sounds good. A lot of these white girls are easy. She flattereth with her words. Read.
Which forsaketh the God of her youth, and forgetteth the covenant of her God.
You see that? Go ahead.
For her house inclineth unto death.
So what?
Unto death.
Read.
And her paths unto the dead.
Yeah, these women, man, of these nations, they are discussing it. If I ask my father is dead broke because a white woman sucked him dry behind his back where he laid in the bed with her and thought that he was in love with her. That man had to learn the hard way. Don't be the same. Don't be the same. See what happened to OJ, right? There's a meme of OJ and his family, his first family, his real family. He's out there with that big fro, his wife, his kids. And the meme says, moral of the story, stay home.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? OJ was the king of the goddamn world, but a white bitch ruined it. Right? I'm thinking they talking 3 a.m., but they're in California. No, I'm in California, man. It's 2. I moved. I don't stay in San Diego no more. My son's on a football scholarship in Kansas, and a lot of options. His eyes are opening up, though. You got to get on that, brother. There's a lot of sisters out there in the Kansas and Missouri area, man. All right? You know, them white hoes, they just flips on that college campus, man. I'm going to just come straight. Brother playing football, I mean, you know, he going to be flipping them white girls, but they tell him don't give his love to them white girls and end up a goddamn fool like RG3, like DeAndre Jordan or whatever niggas, man.
You see that in He Got Game. Remember with Ray Allen?
Yeah. My mother would roll over in the grave. Remember they, you know what I mean? He flipped. Them white hoes is flips, man. I wouldn't touch them with a 10-foot pole like this brother said so candidly at camp yesterday. But, you know, that's what guys are doing. That's a reality. But always make sure you find you a sister. Be like LeBron, man. Right? Brother, I taught. I moved. You can move places. Do Leviathan exist today? Of course. Leviathan exists today. Where's Oregon? Israelites say this brother just moved from Oregon. Now this dude is in Oregon. See that? Now here's a guy from Oregon. You moved from Oregon. This brother just moved from Eugene, Oregon, Dallas, Texas. O.J. Simpson's white dead wife was an Illuminati tranny. Well, I don't believe she was an Illuminati tranny, but I'm glad she's dead. I'll tell you that. Salute from Memphis. Hey, salute to the brother Malak Judah, brother out there. Matter of fact, they was just in Memphis. Tazapanya, Nakamaya, Officer Ayathan, and Soldier Kabatazanya, which is currently based in Nashville, Tennessee. So we got brothers in Tennessee, Knoxville, and Nashville. And the brothers from Knoxville and Nashville is actually from Memphis, but they just, you know, they live elsewhere now. So my brother says, Yahweh Shemesha Mark born reliable since the earliest manuscripts and other ancient witnesses do not have those verses. I would say so. Reezy North, where is that at in the Bible? Exactly. Much respect. LOL. Ron Goldman killed Nicole Brown. Hey, the killer. Here's what I say to God: the killer is still out there.
Right.
Everybody's blaming O.J. Simpson. There is a murderer at large, and you're looking at the wrong man.
Yeah, that's what we need to be worrying about. Not if O.J. did it, but who done it?
Who did it?
Done it?
Reezy, you greasy.
He's a murderer.
That's right. With Shaq O'Neal's son is gay, because Shaq is a fact.
Sharif ain't gay. Is he gay?
No, I don't know. I think no, it's Magic Johnson's son that's gay.
Magic Johnson's son is super gay.
Well, his daddy got. How you think his daddy got AIDS?
Shit,
gay.
Right. Hey, escape mental prison. What part of Oregon you stay in, brother?
This man coming out of Eugene.
Out of Eugene.
You mean Magic Johnson? Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
You said Sharif, like you know the nigga. Does the Bible speak about specifically? No, but volcanic eruptions are in the Bible.
You're just talking about that.
I don't believe OJ did that shit. Yeah, you're right. He didn't do it.
Oh boy.
That murder was so heinous. If watch the special, watch them go into the details. There's no way that man could have perpetrated that. No way that man could have did that. Did y'all go to college? Yes, I did. Yes, he did. If I kill Esau, do I get sevenfold judgment? Well, to kill one and see what happens. No, don't kill Esau, man. Don't kill Esau. Not the time. Esau gonna get brought down soon. And guess who's gonna do it? His own self is gonna bring
That's
him down.
right. Trying to go to, oh, he lives in Bend, trying to go to Portland. Bend is like it's even more crackers in Bend than where I was.
Oh my goodness gracious!
It's like a resort.
Get out, brother. I gotta have to get this brother out of Oregon, man. Bringing out a guy. Oh, definitely didn't do it. Your take on Heno and monotheism? I don't have a take on it. Y'all go to college. We went to college, man. Is Behemoth and Enoch the same thing? No, Behemoth and Enoch is different. Enoch is either talking about an individual or talking about mankind in existence. Kanak means to be trained up. So that's what it means. Behemoth is a Bahama in the Hebrew, or Bahamath in the Hebrew is a specific type of large animal. Chris Jenner killed Nicole Simpson. There's strong. There's evidence of that Chris and Bruce actually committed that murder. It would make sense how they, because the question is, who benefited the most from their murder? Chris and Bruce Jenner benefited the most from that murder. Period. No, OJ never confessed to doing that. If you believe that, you didn't watch what the alleged confession. I watched it. I did a review on it. Watch the review that I did on it. He never confessed. I need y'all to go. Carolyn Bryant, done at age 83 in jail for accessory to murder for having him too. Yeah, I'm about to say, yeah, ain't that bitch dead? Well, you out of sight. OJ was acting too damn suspicious. He wasn't. He did. OJ is just not a smart man. That's all. What he is a powerful black man and a loving father. That's all he is. That's right. He's a loving father, and that's his strong point. Being a dad, man. Being a black father.
That's right.
Right. That's what OJ is. For anybody to say anything outside of that, man, they out of their minds, man. That brother, if you watch that special, man, that all I can say is, man, that bitch, you just like your dad, man. Just like me. I'm a father now. I'm just like how OJ was, man. All right, not a murderer.
OJ Simpson is a pillar in the community.
That's right.
He's an upstanding citizen and must be respected.
That's right. That's Jesus' brother telling the truth. Do you know the stone the Ten Commandments written on? Told me he had the stone on his brackets. It was blue. The stone is the lost lunar stone. At what point in your life did you make the decision to believe what you believe? Was it difficult for you to embrace it at first? I made the decision personally at the age of 17 years old. It was in no way difficult. I knew I had found the truth, and this is what I've been searching for my whole life. There was no aspect of the truth that was difficult for me to accept. And the ghost was a lunar tranny. She's not tranny. She got kids, so she's not a transsexual. She was a woman. Wow, follow the money. I'm telling you, that was one of the greatest questions I ever saw anybody. They said, who profited the most off of OJ, off of the death of Ron and Nicole? And it was Chris and Bruce. There was people killed the same way. Yeah. You saw that video, Andre Too Skilled. The brother Alex Alonso did that video about 5 homicides connected to that nobody talked about. You see what I'm saying? That are actually all connected. You feel me? I'm trying to, the bot. Yeah, Portland is weird. Yeah, the whole Oregon is weird, man.
I don't know what he's talking about. Portland.
Strange.
Well, hey,
if we are to have faith, why don't we move towards living in communities and wait on the Most High? The Bible don't say to live in the communities. The money and resources it takes to really build these communities. I mean, there's nothing against it, but build a community. Period. Did y'all hear how he talks?
Jive turkey.
He was trolling. I followed the OJ Simpson trial faithfully. Faye Riddick was behind setting Nicole up to be killed. OJ had nothing to do with it.
That's right.
And Kato Kalin. So yeah. Kato, let me tell you something. That's devil. That faggot Kato Kalin, man. He certainly, because at every turn he's just pointing at OJ. And the black man let you. That's why you can't trust the devil. You let this devil. You give him a place to live, and he throws you under the bus.
Right.
Kato Kalin and the rest of the white men are the devil that the Bible speaks of, any women and any children. Do you feel like the ISUPK is the only home of the truth? I mean, I'm not in there, so I must not.
Yes,
I must not feel like that. A broken heart weighs more than a heap of money. You're damn right. You are damn right. I lived in the Bronx and in Long Beach, California, my whole life, and it's almost impossible to get this message. California. So my NY cousin, then I don't understand, because I mean, there's a lot more Israelites in New York than California. Californians are a lot less conscious than New Yorkers. I'll tell you that right now.
Period.
Now Cato wanted someone. Yeah, to hell with death to Cato.
Death to Cato.
You got a scripture?
I
thought you just turned to it. I was going to Seattle. Was that better?
I was going to get the key.
Yeah, we got Seattle 4th and Pine rather. Saturdays in Seattle. Get out there if you can. And we have a camp out there. Obviously, your Tab, also Rayevia, out there over that camp. Powerful camp out there. Most celebrities have twins because they're only making a laugh. I don't see. Here's the problem, Caesar. You into all these theories, right? But what you got to do is understand something. None of that matter if you're not keeping the law, statutes, commandments, and the faith of Yahweh Shai. None of it, man. All this bugged out stuff is not going to help nobody get saved when judgment comes.
That's
You're going to die right along with all of them if you don't repent, man.
That's right.
That's crazy. Give me Revelations 14-12. Kanye was confirmed to 400 years. What's your thoughts? I mean, Kanye had to confirm to 400 years. We've been in slavery about 400 years. Do you believe that there's going to be another civil war? I know it. It's going to be a racial war.
That's right.
Because the Bible tells me so. See, okay, go ahead.
This is Revelation 14:12. Here is the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of God and the faith of Yahweh.
That's right. Commandments and faith. That's what's going to help you. Not knowing about Illuminati clone trainings. Manny, how do I process that? I mean, it's not hard.
Right.
I go to sleep. I sleep like a baby.
It's
not a big deal for me because I've always had a hatred for white people. And the reason why I've always had a hatred for white people is because I've always known that they're a goddamn devil.
That's right.
They're an evil, murderous group of people. And in general, they deserve extermination. So just because I have an individual who's white, being my mother, who I care for, that doesn't exempt white people from having to die. You see what I'm saying? That's all. So
I share the same.
This brother has a brother with a so-called white mother, the same thing. So, you know, you love your mother, you honor your mother as it is written. But there's going to be a time where they got to pay. And, you know, and that's just the judgment of God. The first thing you have to do for anybody, because a lot of brothers whose mothers are going to die are our sisters. But they'll be back in the kingdom, of course. But what we have to do is submit ourselves to the will of the Most High. That's the key. Submitting yourself to the will, understanding that His will is being done, not ours. So once you submit yourself to the Most High, when you deal with any death or you deal with anything, it's easier. Why? Because you know it was God's choice. He's in control of everything. We're in the last days for sure. But how do you feel about black women being looked as God? Black women been looked at as God, and that's why our communities are destroyed, because the black woman has been a God of our community since the 70s. And that's why our communities are destroyed, and the proper order needs to be put in place, which is the man at the helm and the head of the household. Most High will protect y'all, Khan. Lord willing, we hope. If your mother is white and you love her, that's contradicting everything. No, it contradicts nothing I believe in. How does it contradict? I would like you to explain how it contradicts anything I believe in. Cape Verdeans that go back to Negroes are, but you have certain that are white, like Amber Rose. Her foreparents are white Cape Verdeans, so she wouldn't be an Israelite. But the Negro Cape Verdeans are certainly Israelites. Thank you, Akra. So okay, all praise Most High. She's going to have a chain around her neck too. Okay, and how does that contradict anything that I believe in? That there's a judgment that is deserved by a collective of people that she happens to be a part of. That means nothing. That has no bearings on what I believe in. There's no contradiction. I believe that firmly, and I teach that vehemently. And I can't wait for that to happen.
That's right.
So, you know, to her people. So if she's including that, then, I mean, that's too bad. Why I see using RFID chip is not the mark. Because they don't have understanding. They're teaching an old breakdown. People were just getting at Brandon T. Jackson posted his Cape Verdean wife. Yeah, man, that's just like people. Some brothers are, number one, if somebody tells you Israelites aren't African, here's the question you ask them: are Canaanites African? And they're gonna have to say yes, because Canaanites are Hamites. Well, guess what? Canaanites are from the same place we are, speak the same language as us, and we're the main people we intermingle with. So if they Africans, we sure as hell is Africans.
Right.
But Africa is not a nationality, one. Two, Cape Verde is an island where literally only slaves were brought and some were left there. So literally they just didn't, people in Cape Verde just literally didn't make it to America outside of the white people that are there. So anybody who has a problem with a Cape Verdean is quite frankly stupid.
Right.
Y'all heard on the video of them thinking, oh, what's up with all this? Yeah, I don't, yeah, go on their channel and ask them. I don't, you know what I'm saying? You got to ask them brothers about that. She thought they had. So King of Light, what? See, here's the difference between me and you, King of Light. I'm not emotional.
Right.
All right. Of course, I love my mother, but I'm not an emotional person. You getting Deuteronomy 33?
Yep.
Yeah, there we go. All praise Yahweh Shema Shah. I'm not emotional. I understand that people. One of my little homies just blew his head off, killed himself. Was I crying and in a daze about it? No. I understand the Most High God is in control of everything, right? I done had miscarriages. Do I understand why that happened? Yes, because the Most High God is in control of everything. So I'm not emotional about stuff. Most High will be done. We shouldn't preach so much hate. Well, that's a personal opinion. I preach love. I don't know what the hell is you talking about, preach so much hate. I have a feeling and a hatred towards people, but I preach love. Like, we're going to just negate the fact that we love Black and Hispanic people so much that we want to see us in a better position just because we hate somebody. No, you love white people and you hate.
That's right.
Hate. You hate Black people. You hate Hispanic people.
That's right.
You hate the North American Indian. You know why you hate them? Because you criticize people who love them so much that they hate the people who have done nothing but use and abuse them for half a millennium.
That's right.
Period. Right? So go ahead.
This is the book of Deuteronomy, chapter 33 and verse 8.
Uh-huh.
And of Levi.
And of Levi. Read, which whom we are. Read.
That's right. He said, let thy Thummim and thy Urim be with thy Holy One.
With thy Holy One. Go ahead.
Whom thou didst prove at Massah. And with whom thou didst strive at the waters of Meribah. Who said unto his father and to his mother.
He said to his mom and dad, what?
I have not seen him.
I ain't seen you. Meaning we don't have respect of persons in judgment. If you wrong, you wrong.
No.
Period. If you deserve a judgment, you deserve a judgment. That is the spiritual characteristic of the tribe of Levi. So that's why I don't have a problem.
Okay.
Moving on. Do you guys know any Kansas? We got brothers in Philadelphia, Nakawam and Amawan. So what you want to do is send us an email, Exodus without the E, Exodus1715@gmail.com. Get in touch with us and we'll put you in contact with the Acumen Philly. It doesn't matter if you're Black. You can still hate Black people and be Black. Bring that out, Tazapanya.
Yeah.
No, I don't. No, I don't. What are you talking about? Hating people in general, like if I say I hate the Yankees, does that mean I hate CC Sabathia personally? No, that's stupid. Well, we're not in Seattle though. We in the South, but we have a camp in Seattle. So you ain't gonna see us personally, but you're gonna see brothers who are part of the same organization and are representatives of our organization. Why there are no Israelite camp in South America? There are Israelite. There's full Israelite schools in Chile and in Guatemala and in Peru. All right, and elsewhere. There are Israelite schools out there and in Panama. What they have calmed down since Yahweh shot. Yeah, we gotta calm down. Yahweh shot turned us down. That's all. Do you guys know any camps out Philly? Yeah, send us an email. We got brothers in Philly. Sicarii gotta be teaching the truth because well, it's Yahweh. We ask Yahweh we tell Yahweh before each and every debate to let his truth be established.
That's right.
That's all it ain't us. We'll Philly contact Deacon Sicarii on Facebook. Is Islam the mark of the beast? No. Boy. All right, but it will get you killed. And if you believe in Islam, you will be destroyed.
That's right.
Sumerian Bible. What you mean, the Sumerian Pentateuch? Is that what you're talking about? You got a point? You know something? Okay. What do y'all think of Fidel Castro? Yeah, he did great things in Cuba.
I think he's an amazing human being.
I believe King of Light hates himself. Well, that brother needs to find love, man, and within himself through the Bible, man, through the Holy Spirit. That's what he needs. Oh man. Either might at work tonight told me she hates black people and tried to play it off. Oh my God.
I laughed at her.
I know you hate black people. Oh, I heard on some podcast. How do you guys find sisters in the truth? You trying to find a woman, man. Get on Facebook, man. Nothing to be confused about, King of Light. It's all right. Texas is all right. Who are the Canaanites today? Peoples of West Africa predominantly. Certain of them. Certain are Israelites amongst there, but there's a lot of, in majority, Canaanites in West Africa. Yeah, they don't care. Just that Trump got the battery in the back.
Yep.
We're not mad, King of Light. We're not mad, bro. If we was mad, I'd have kicked your ass out. But you still here, right?
Right.
Quit crying. King of Light needs to be taught again. Yeah, man. You need to get taught again, brother. And we here for you. There's a reason why you still here. You could be on goddamn Netflix watching Black Lightning right now, which is a great show. All right. Probably is because you know we boycott them niggas right now. Precept.
I mean, nah, we don't got it. I was gonna go for the time coming. He needs some milk type.
Yeah, we'll get it.
All right.
These guys ain't asking questions. We on here just talking. Let's get some scriptures.
Kyle, this is Hebrews 5 and 12. For the time ye ought to be teachers. Ye have need that one teach you
King
again.
of Light, you need to be taught again, brother.
That's right.
Because what light is you king of, man? Go ahead.
You have need that one teach you again, which be the first principles of the oracles of God.
You need to be taught again, man. On Japheth, I don't think I have a specific video out right now. I think I got some footage though. Y'all don't understand. We have so much. Like we don't put everything out. We go to camp every week for hours. All the camps: Seattle, San Diego, San Bernardino, and now Dallas. Right? Especially with the Dallas and San Diego. I mean, hours and hours of footage that gets put out, you know, in time through the Spirit. We don't put it all out at once because we want to make sure that each segment gets amplified for the purpose of optimal edification. So I believe there's some footage of dealing with Japheth. Oh yeah, might have a debate Friday, most high willing. Deacon Akan, myself. You hate your own mother, dude. I don't hate my mother. You're lying.
You sound like a Christian apologist.
You know what I'm saying? It's straight. This guy again. If I hate the Yankees, do I hate CC Sabathia? No, of course. How can I hate? That's my brother. All right. You don't watch TV? Well, hey man, Netflix ain't TV, my dude. Black Lightning is an amazing show, man. Better than Doctor of Theology. Why aren't you in the news? Why aren't we in the news? Because there's an agenda to suppress the truth.
All right.
You suggested that we die in the kingdom. No, we do not die in the kingdom. I never said we don't die in the kingdom. We just don't live forever. Death is not, you not living is not you dying. Enoch didn't die. Elijah did not die, right? But they left the planet Earth. See what I'm saying? They were translated. Yeah, you see what I'm reason, you know what I mean? That's how we try to get it done. Well, King of Light, keep studying, buddy. Give me that ever learning.
Yeah.
I mean, you could, but it may prove difficult. I mean, we're not confusing. What you're doing is you're trying to superimpose presuppositions upon us. And because you are making an attempt to superimpose presuppositions and it doesn't fit into the presupposition you're trying to superimpose, you're confused. You're confusing yourself, King of Light. Go ahead.
I'm looking.
Does Deacon accept instrumental tracks? Of course he does. Send an email, exodus1715@gmail.com. We accepting everything. We accepting everything.
Damn, man, where's that? Wow.
Ever learning.
Is that Hebrews or is that this one?
Hebrews, I believe.
Never learning with never being able to come to
knowledge of the truth. You can't find it?
No, I can't find it. But in the meantime, make sure everybody get that children's Bible book.
That's right. 2 Timothy 3:7. Get that new children's Bible through the Spirit. DeaconSicarii.com.
I got it. Right.
Go ahead.
This is 2 Timothy 3:7. Ever learning and never able to come to the knowledge of the truth.
That's you. Ever learning. You study, you learn a lot, but you can never find the truth. You know why? Because you just won't listen, man. You just, oh, he loves to learn new things. Give me that in Acts, the hill of Mars. They want a man to come and tell them some new thing.
Yeah. Mars.
I mean, King of Light, you sure you a black man, bro? Because you seem hella soft, bro. You don't know what we're being so mean. We're not being mean. This ain't mean. You'll see mean. I mean, you won't see mean, but you ain't seeing mean, bro. This is real casual what we're being with you. Don't be so soft, bro. You got what I need?
Yeah, I think it's Acts 17 I'm looking for.
That's right, Joe Blow.
One second. Yeah, here we go. Acts 17 and 19. It says, and they took him up. It's like, and they took him and brought him unto Areopagus, saying, may we know what this new doctrine whereof thou speakest is?
What is this new doctrine? Read.
Right. Verse 20. For thou bringest certain strange things to our ears. We would know, therefore, what these things mean.
That's him, right? Go ahead.
God. Verse 21. For all the Athenians and strangers.
That's you. You were an Athenian back in that time. Go ahead.
Which were there spent their time.
Spent their time. King of Light spent his time. Read.
And nothing else.
And nothing else. Read.
But either to tell.
Read.
Or to hear some new. thing.
That's this dude, man. And you don't believe in the Bible, nigga? It's got you totally described to a T in it.
He said he don't believe in anything we're saying, right? This is Acts 17 and 5. But the Jews which believe not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows.
It's a lewd fellow. Okay, so if you are a witness to Hushar now, Shar is a different individual they camp. That's why you can't confuse them. Shar is a brother with glasses in their camp. Hushar is a great leader. If you bore witness to that, then what we're talking about is not new because us and them teach the same thing. Go ahead.
Certain lewd fellows of the baser sort.
That's right. Jim of a baser sort. Israelite. I would definitely say it's better for a brother to be a firefighter than any of those things, but the level of risk that comes with that, I wouldn't necessarily advise for anybody. I'm taking care of Edomites that have been put away by their loved ones. LOL, they are not me. Yeah, kind of bigger. The bigger brother with the glasses always wears a kufi. You know what I mean? That's a powerful brother right there. Born in this truth. Daddy in the truth, man. That's a powerful brother. But him and Hushar are different individuals in that camp.
Anybody got questions?
Yeah, man, shoot them. Shoot them.
Oh, God.
Okay, so what is because? What do you mean because? What is the because? You're not even being concise now in your sentences, my brother. When's this supposed next full moon? It's in like 3 weeks. 3 weeks, about, but add a day or two. A brother asked if we were the Spartans. No, we were not the Spartans. We were not the Spartans. The Spartans, the Lacedaemonians during the time of the Maccabees is who we were, but the Spartans, the 300 Spartans, we were not them. Those were Japhites that all died. And we were their slaves. We were a slave class called the Helots. And after they died, and there was an earthquake that killed a lot more of them, that we rose up and became the leaders of that society and took their women and procreated. And then we became the Lacedaemonians later. Well, it depends. The generation can be you and your son. The generation can be 70 years. Khan Manny, Albert Pike, third letter, predicted the Third World War of races and nationality and religion. Well, the Third World War is not going to be a racist nationality and religion. That's not going to be the Third World War is going to be financially motivated as the other two world wars. That's what causes these nations to go to war in this time. Money. It's going to be the IMF and their military power structure, which is NATO, and it's going to be breaking their military power structure. It's not going to be about nationality and religion. There are going to be, it can be a race war in America, though. What do you think about people saying Haitians are Canaan? That's why they suffer so much. It doesn't make no sense. Matter of fact, Malachi 2:7. We're not mean, bro. Call us mean again, bro. I'm going to be tempted to boot you.
That's Go right. Ahead. This is Malachi 2:7. For the priest's lips should keep knowledge, and they should seek the law at his mouth.
Look what 8 like
verse 8. But ye are departed out of the way. Ye have caused many to stumble at the law. Ye have corrupted the covenant of Levi, saith the Lord of hosts.
Keep going to 9.
Therefore have I also made you contemptible.
Contemptible, read.
And base before all the people.
That's why we suffer so much, because we've been made contemptible and base before all the people. You cannot show me another time where this happened outside of Haiti, which is another proof of the 12 tribes chart. Go ahead.
According as ye have not kept my ways, but have been partial in the law.
You see that? So that's why we suffer so much.
That's right.
Other than Israelites, I don't get it. All right. You know what? It's not for you to get, bro. If you don't get it, it's not for you to get. Why wouldn't I hate the perpetrators of the most heinous crimes ever to my people? Why wouldn't I hate them? So, can I succeed over them through the Most High, or do I have to go through? We all are going through these curses. Yahweh Shai will save us from these curses. No one else. He's going to redeem us from the curse of the law. The African Union declined Haiti. That's right. Declined Haiti on multiple times. The Bible says in the last days the Nephilim will be here. No, it doesn't. There's nowhere in the Bible where it says the Nephilim we're going to be here. But we're the Nephilim.
Yeah, we're here.
No, that's what you call love. That's right. You said previously you hate all people. So by your logic, you're mean. Yeah, y'all what's up? Y'all should call. Great point, man. That brother brought a powerful point. He said he hates everybody. So he's mean. Talking about we're mean. Right. At least we love a certain segment of people called the Israelites. Simeon and the curses are all exact. Simeon and Levi are I mean, just go right there and build from right there, and all the rest of the tribes are going to fall directly into place, because I mean, it is no more observable than it is on the island of Hispaniola, the 12 tribes and the curses, man.
That's right.
I'm going to tell you that right now. Can you expound on Jacob's trouble? Well, Jacob's trouble is just a time where Jacob goes through trouble a lot. So Jacob's trouble is something that's occurred on multiple times. But it's going to begin in this time through, which is technically we're in Jacob's trouble right now, but it's going to really ramp up during like times of martial law and things of that nature, which the first victims of martial law are going to be quote unquote DACA people, Haitians and various Latino tribes and other Benjamites and things of that nature, who are here in America under DACA. That's really going to be a Kickstarter. It's looking like King of are the scriptures on terrestrial beings here other than the Viet? Are there scriptures? Yeah, I mean there's what you call cryptids. Cryptids are hidden animals. So there are certain animals that are talked about that really aren't explicable, that are known as cryptids that exist in a study called cryptozoology. Can't give some insight on scriptures that deal under the name of Japhet. Well, if you go to get Ezekiel 38, I'm gonna show you. Yeah. That's right, the Bible.
There.
Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 38:1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man,
read.
Set thy face against God.
Set thy face against God, read.
The land of Magog.
The what?
The land of Magog.
The land of Magog, read.
The chief prince of Meshech.
Read.
And Tubal.
See that? So it's talking about the people who are in that land, not the people of Gog and Magog, the people who live in their land, which are Edomite Russians. Yeah, Ion. Exactly. You just gotta laugh and shake your head, man. Say, damn, man, I can't even believe you believe that damn fairy tale. But a lot of people want to believe anything that's not sound. A lot of people love doctrine that's unsound. Love Israelites, hate everybody. Yeah, that's damn right, Tazapanya. Why John the Baptist was virgin and Paul. There's no proof John the Baptist was a virgin. I mean, probably, but there's no like scripture that says that. Paul certainly was, and who the world calls Christ, Yahweh Shai certainly was. Yes, there's going to be plenty of sex in the kingdom. Get what is that? Isaiah 65. Any camps near Delaware, the DMV area, like Baltimore, DC. You got camps. All right, thanks. Dominicans are so restored. Yeah, Dominicans are. I ain't gonna lie, Simeon is. But I got a shirt. I'm gonna start wearing. I just got to get it fringed up. But it's of Hispaniola, and it says Hispaniola Unity, man. So it's powerful. We got to just keep pushing it out. Because Simeon got to wake the hell up. Go ahead, Philly. Philly is near Delaware. We got Akim in Philly. Right, go ahead.
You said Isaiah 65 and what?
Like 20. Let me see.
I'm thinking of scripture where it says,
let me damn.
Our children are going to basically say, are the spaces too
narrow? Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah, hold on. No, this ain't that. Yeah, that one. It's too narrow for it. Please. Well, he still could have came on the scene through his relatives' lines, though. To the brother Kingsley, he could have came through his other of his cousins and whatnot, his brothers and whatnot. I mean, if that's what you think, I don't understand how, but you know, RFID just become mandatory. What will you do personally? I ain't gonna take it, and I leave all my faith in the Most High and Yahushua. I'm gonna just tell you this: I ain't taking a goddamn thing. You just said you hate it.
Damn, where's it at?
Video. What happened after we out of here? Yeah, we're going to the wilderness in the land, like outside of Israel. We're going into that wilderness. And then from there, the rebels will be purged. Then we'll go into the land. Then Armageddon. Then the kingdom is established after Armageddon. But we'll do. I want to say we have one. Ion, if you look on either the page, the Sicarii Israelite School, or Exodus 17:15, the Sicarii, one of them channels. If you look into the something wilderness, or even just type in Sicarii wilderness, it should pop up, and kind of the chain of events are broken down through the spirit. Esau, Stockholm, corrupt every tribe. That's right. That's right. All right, King of Light, whatever.
I'm trying to find out.
You need to look it up, man. Use your devices, man.
Use my devices. Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
This place is too narrow. It's either.
Don't worry about it. Isaiah 49:19.
All right, this book Isaiah 49:19. It says, "For thy waste."
Read the 20.
For thy waste in thy desolate places, and the land.
Let's go all the way to 21.
This is Isaiah 49:19.
There will be sex in the kingdom. Go ahead.
That's right. For thy waste in thy desolate places, and the land of thy destruction shall even now be too narrow by reason of the inhabitants.
By reason, there are going to be so many people that the place where we live is going to be too narrow. There's not going to be enough room. Read.
And they that swallowed thee up shall be far away.
That's right. Go ahead. I mean, we're not going to have to worry about heathens coming against us anymore. Read.
The children which thou shalt have.
The children that you're going to have. How do you have children? Through sex. Read.
After thou hast lost the other, shall say again in thine ears, the place is too straight for me.
This place is too straight. There's not room for me. Read.
Give place to me that I may dwell.
Go ahead.
Then shalt thou say in thine heart, who hath begotten me these, saying, I have lost my children. And am desolate. Who have begot?
How did I get these kids? I'm having all these kids, but I lost my kids in times past. Read.
And am desolate, a captive, and removing to and fro. And who hath brought up these? Behold, I was left alone. These where had they been?
That's right. Where did all my kids? Where did they go? Now I got them back. It's Joe Blow. You just got to get into these scriptures, bro, and get into repetition and get in the spirit and study and get on the streets and teach, and you'll be surprised what you can remember, man. When I was first coming in, I used to think the same thing. How do they remember this day? It just come from repetition, bro. Repetition. Is it law to procreate? The first commandment the Most High gives us is to be fruitful and multiply. But taking a vow of a eunuch to the Most High, there's nothing wrong with that too. I'll check that out. Question though, why would this? Okay, because 2/3 is pertaining just to Babylon. So that's where the 2/3 will be cut off here in Babylon, but the rest will be rounded up from elsewhere in the world. We was going into earlier, if you backtrack, we brought up the scripture about those who have not heard my fame, it'll be brought to them. And then that's when Luke 19:27 will occur. Yahweh Shai said, those that will not have them to rule over, for me to rule over them, bring them before me and slay them. Those will be the rebels that don't accept the truth during the wilderness. The same way that when Moses led us into the wilderness, rebels were purged out for murmuring and coming against Moses and things of that nature. Same thing. That's right. Praise Yahweh. Take them wives. If Christianity had the true gospel, then what's happening with Africa and their awakening force in each side of the land? Any Christian hand getting? I mean, you know, they not Israelites. So because they're not Israelites, they see the problem with the white man being there and they want him out. It's Israelites that love white people so damn much. You see what I'm saying? Khan tells upon your Cash App or GoFundMe. Link in the description. Who are you really? Why don't you tell us, King Eli? Are all governments in the Most High hand? What do you mean, old time? What is the purpose of a eunuch? I mean, I truly couldn't tell you. Basically, really just to focus on the Most High and not have those fleshly distractions. Can you give us some examples of the Most High? Usually just saying the Most High's name for no damn reason or swearing in it falsely. Give me any apocrypha. So, you know where it's at? Name in the name of the Most High?
Don't use the cussing in the Holy One?
Yeah.
For, I think it's in the 30s somewhere.
Yeah, I believe you're right. That's my joint. I'm cussing myself for naming the name. That's just
34 or something.
It's right around here. Oh, this is 20. Sure. Damn, I don't see it. No, we do not subscribe to the book of Enoch whatsoever. To hell with that book. I mean, yeah, we are enduring the punishment. We're not doing anything outside of that. I don't understand what gave you the impression we're saying to do anything but endure the punishment. No, you shouldn't have so much hate in your heart, King of Light. You said earlier that you hate everybody. You said what?
You guys got a charger about sure.
Yeah, I don't know what the scripture, but basically the scripture that says not to name the name of the Most High too much. Don't just be saying the name all the time for no reason. It's a serious thing. This guy always hate. And we're going to be 3. Going in the spirit.
Oh.
Come on, what else y'all got, man? I got more gas in the tank through the spirit.
Oh. I think the guy asked earlier, what's the point of being a eunuch?
I spoke about it. I answered
okay.
that.
That's the only question I remember. Are there real questions?
Yeah, and the Kamaya, great question, soldier.
Is Sicarii your name or the name of your camp?
It's the name of my camp, not me. Some people call me Sicarii. Do I know why? Not exactly, but it's the name of the camp, not my name. My name is Alazar. Also, is your mom studying the word, and how does she feel? And of course, my mom is not studying the word. My mom is a Roman Catholic, devout Roman Catholic. She studies Roman Catholic doctrine, though. Will 2/3 be reborn in the kingdom? Yes, they will. All Israel will be saved, pursuant to Romans 11th chapter. That's right. That's right, Malak Judah. Shalom to that brother, man. I am, man. You crazy, man. Big salute to the soldier Ayan out there. That's right. In Fayetteville, North Carolina. Man. Are all spirits regenerated from the beginning of the population? Yes, yes. But the Most High does have power to kill. Give me that in the gospel. Fear he that can kill your. Because he does have that power, and he's going to do it. Who is he going to do it to? Esau. Oh, you did? All praises. All praises on Yakaza.
Fear him. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Nah, Ayan ain't on Facebook, man. Or else he would be in the Gabbarian, but the brother ain't on Facebook. But this is a brother I've been dealing with, man. He took that soldier's test a long time ago. So it's a brother I deal with personally. You know? He said, I knew it was over when I met another brother in the truth. The end is nigh. Come on, man.
No, I know the scripture. Fear him that can destroy both the body and soul in hell. That's Matthew.
Where it's at, man? I got my new precept fuller, man. He can't get it, man.
Up, man. I know where it's at.
Sorry, Doc. Matthew 10, brother. 10 to 28.
Yeah,
all right.
I said 19, 20.
Yeah, he's a young man, you know.
Matthew 10 and 28.
Yeah, they were Israelites, man. Go ahead.
And fear not them which kill the body.
That's right. That's right, Tazapanya. Go ahead.
But are not able to kill the soul. But rather fear him which is able to destroy both soul and body in hell.
That's right. Soul and body in hell, which the Most High can do. And do Akkad alone, he can do that. Yeah, yes, but they still far as hell from each other. That North Carolina is deceptively large. And things are just so far from each other. Debak, great question. I forget where Kasap is at. He's in like a small town. I think I told you about him not too long ago. I had to rewatch this one really Hebrew brother because I'm at work. Khan, you all right, Warrior Lord? It's gonna be here. It's gonna be right here. So you brothers can follow the chat as well because they got the new feature now. YouTube will read so people can see the whole chat while it's live. They can rewatch it and the chat will still be there. Yeah, in the country. Yeah, he's closer to Virginia than to North Carolina. Leviticus 19 and 34. Get it. Come, you here at the whole other end, man. Fayette 9. Go ahead.
This book of Leviticus chapter 19, verse 34. For the stranger that dwelleth with you shall be unto you as one born among you. And thou shalt love him as thyself. For you were strangers in the land of Egypt. I am the Lord your God. Yeah, what that's dealing with is brothers who are not born in Israel need to be treated exactly like brothers born in Israel because we're all Israelites. That's what that's talking about. How did Jacob fight with an angel? It say he fought with God. God is an angel in that context. The word Elohim is there. That not just means God, it means an angel as well. It sounds like y'all follow the Bible because it makes you feel better. I mean, you know, you can have whatever observations you want, brother. I follow the Bible because it makes sense and it stood the test of time and is yet to be disproven. So that's why I follow the Bible. The Bible is a compass pointing. That's right. Can you brothers touch on the nations being like in its trees? Ezekiel 31. Yeah. Got you right here. Yeah, he in North Carolina, like closer to Virginia. I went to college and my mom was, well, what does that mean? Black women are the single most
college going demographic in this country. So it's a non-black thing to go to college? Why is there something called historically black colleges? That just doesn't even make sense. Go ahead.
This is Ezekiel 31:2. Son of man, speak unto Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and to his multitude. Whom art thou like in thy greatness?
Read. Behold, Pharaoh is the subject matter. Read.
Behold, the Assyrian was a cedar.
The who?
The Assyrian.
The nation of Assyria is a what?
Was a cedar.
A tree. Read on.
In Lebanon.
In what?
In Lebanon.
In Lebanon. Go ahead.
With fair branches.
You see that? So those are the nations being the trees. Books I recommend: the Africans that wrote the Bible, Revelation, Hebrew Wisdoms of West Africa, Lost Tribes and Promised Lands, Star in the West. I personally am not a big recommender of Babylon and Timbuktu, but a lot of brothers are. You'll probably never see me going to Babylon and Timbuktu, but nothing wrong with it. I'm not partial to it, but I like Africans that wrote the Bible better. But yeah, those are all good. A Star in the West, though, get that, and also the Hellenistic civilization of the Jews that the brother Ayan Yakaza sent me. Powerful book. And Ayan, write some more books. There's a couple I'm forgetting that I got in the damn box in the back. It's a white thing to go to college. J. Cole has based his entire rap career about going to college. Kanye West did too. Just so you know. Go ahead. I forget who Star in the West is written by, but it's good information. Go ahead.
It says
North Carolina. Go ahead. Where am I getting right now?
The trees.
Salakia, finish that.
Behold, the Assyrian was a cedar in Lebanon with fair branches, and with a shadowing shroud, and of an high stature, and his top was among the thick boughs. Let's see. When we keep going, or just
go to the other point about Egypt.
This is I'm gonna jump to verse
from Columbus to Castro. Yeah, the Negro question 1 to 4 is good.
I was just about to say that. Verse 18. Yeah. It says
who created universities to begin with? People of color. Go ahead.
It says, to whom art thou thus like in glory and in greatness among the trees of Eden? Right. Yet shalt thou be brought down with the trees of Eden unto the nether parts of the earth. Thou shalt lie in the midst of the uncircumcised with them that be slain by the sword. This is Pharaoh.
This is who?
This is Pharaoh.
Pharaoh is that tree. Read.
And all his multitudes say the Lord
in
God.
Egypt. That's the trees. Are you asking the question, King Keeley? What makes us gods? Mm-hmm. 13 tribe. Another great one. Those were Israelites that said that, Elizabeth. We just pulled it. Ezekiel 31. Read that whole chapter. You'll get the jewels out of it. We just pulled it, though. Praise Yahweh.
Answer, how are we gods? What makes us gods?
Well, I don't know if that's a question. Oh, it is. Okay, go ahead, answer it.
This is Psalm 82:6. I have said ye are gods, and all of you are children of the Most High.
Because God said so, that's why we are gods. He has made us powers. He has given us power with God and with man. I ain't got a chance to crack it open yet because I've been moving. But what's the other one? There's another one of them joints. I got some joints in the box, but yeah, joints I've been using. I was about to break one out the other day, but on that boy So Real, man. But the nigga, you know what I mean? He did that whole stuff and got booted out. You know what I mean? But I was about to get surgical on that nigga, man. What the hell is the Shield? The Shield Squad are a group of homosexuals.
That's right.
The Shield Squad are a group of degenerates, of haters of God and lovers of Satan and things that are evil. That's what the Shield Squad is. This is like a bad TV show. I mean, King of Light, why are you still here? You know what? Now I'm gonna be honest. King of Light, you gotta go. This is just stupid. There you go, King of Light. Now this is a bad TV show. All right, bro. Bye. Where can I get Daniel? Hey, I just want to help this nigga out. Yeah, excuse me, that nigga. Oh, you got something?
Just Daniel Lee.
About what?
He said work like a Daniel 8 breakdown.
What you mean the Daniel 8 breakdown? This whole thing?
That's what the bot asked. He said working like a Daniel 8 breakdown.
Daniel 8? Daniel and the Lions Den? I want to know what you want broken down, Soldier Debacle War. Exactly. So we can get to the point on it. Yeah, he's done. He's done. I've had enough.
I mean, really, the 9th chapter explains it if you just keep reading, honestly.
What it's talking about, the he goat and all that?
Yeah.
Yeah, just read chapter 9 now. It's all right there. It lays it out. Pretty much all of that stuff is laid out within itself. In Daniel. Good books about Haiti. You got to be careful with certain books about Haiti. Certain devils will write a book about Haiti and talk about Haiti in a unfavorable manner, to be honest. So I'll get some stuff for you on that. Being that they have the same parents, could Dan be considered Naphtali? No. No, Dan is Dan, Naphtali is Naphtali. Is there a class set up for upcoming Pentecost feast day? We'll see. We'll see when it happens. I can't give a definitive answer as far as that goes at this juncture. You know, we're just getting settled here in Dallas, so things are getting set in order. Most High willing, we'll have a class building soon. And, you know.
Oh, there's too many more questions after that one. So don't like there's any questions after that one.
Hold on, I'm trying to find my.
Go ahead and make the move then, Ayash.
What's Ayash talking about?
Yeah, you might have to come out here and move out here.
Well, you know, hey, come on down. Find this document.
What's going on, Akamaya?
Right here. Oh, okay, hold on. Let me try to find these books for you.
So y'all going back to Atlanta anytime soon?
Most High willing. Who asked about the A? Ayan. Yeah, most high willing, man. We in the South now, so we try to shake and move around this month. You feel me? And there be some people from one tribe living in another tribe's region. Yes, there's a lot of Benjamites that live in the land of Zebulon right now. Plus Levi. We really live in the land of Simeon right now for the most part, and also elsewhere. So definitely, there's Southern Kingdom and Asher's land and things of that nature. That happens, of course. Get Romans 13. Give us clarity on that. Most High will be back in the age soon. I'll let you know I am trying to get around, move and shake, tear this South up. We're sending the West on fire. In the spirit, 7 years, we're going to try to set this South on fire. You feel me? Yeah.
This is Romans 13:1. Let every soul be subject unto the higher powers. For there is no power but of God. The powers that be are ordained of God.
Read. So people will say it's the government. It ain't got nothing to do with the government, man. Go ahead.
Can I just prove just verse 3?
Yeah, go ahead.
Verse 3. For rulers are not a terror to good works, but to the evil.
But to what?
But to the evil.
But to the evil. Read.
Will thou then not be afraid of the power?
Yeah, because is the white man, is the government a terror to evil works? They're not a terror to homosexuals. They're not a terror to people who practice zoophilia. Right? So no, they're not a terror to good works. Who's a terror to good works is the leadership structure of the different camps that somebody may join. That's a terror to good works, who will punish you through different means, whatever set up in any specific church, through your negative works. If you do bad works, evil works, right? Read.
Do that which is good, and thou shalt have praise of the same. Verse 4.
Go ahead.
For he is the minister of God.
The white man is not the minister of God. When he said it's okay to be a homo, it's okay to marry an animal, he's not the minister of God. When he said it's okay to worship Satan, he is not the minister of God. So this cannot be applied to the white man in power now. That's right. What happened to them? They were dwindled, but they're still on the scene. They exist to this day. Go ahead.
For he is the minister of God to thee for good. But if thou do that which is evil, be afraid.
That's right. Be afraid if you do that which is evil, because the Most High set men up over you. That's why I say obey them to have the rule over you. That's what it's dealing with. No, Dan is literally just a group of indigenous peoples in the Caribbean that have been decimated. The indigenous peoples of the Bahamas and Jamaica and etc. All right, that have been decimated. That's all Dan is. They're just, numbers are very low. There was something else. Oh, let me see something for this dude.
Is raping okay according to scriptures?
No.
Or is that rapping?
Rapping?
If rapping, yes. Raping, no.
There you go. There you go. So yeah, here's some good books to get on Haiti: The Slaves Who Defeated Napoleon. That's a good one. A Brief History of the Caribbean. It talks about it. Trying to see a couple more. There's another one, man. Its title is in French. History of Haiti. The World of the Haitian Revolution. So yeah, it's a lot of different ones. Not all of them is English, but those are a few good ones in English. What am I missing?
Come my ass. 2 Ezra 8 and 8 times of creation.
Go ahead, get it.
It says, for when the body is fashioned now in the mother's womb, and thou givest it members, thy creature is preserved in fire and water. And 9 months doth thy workmanship endure thy creature, which is created in her.
Like kind of, because we always come out the water.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, fire.
You know, yeah, in the fire being spirit. Is rapping okay? Yeah, rapping is okay. As long as you rapping about good things, things that are scriptural. White tribe? I mean, they're tribes of white people, but that don't make them Israelites. Was there Judah conquistadors? Yes, there was. There were Moorish conquistadors, quiet as it's kept. And when you deal with a lot of the food that is attributed to Hispanic culture, a lot of it is actually Moorish food. A lot of that architecture that's attributed to Spanish people is actually Moorish architecture. All right. But that's a little known. That's a little known fact. But yeah, we can really wrap it up. It's 3 a.m. So with that, we'll give all praise, honor, glory. And like the Ayan said, yeah, pastors are going to use that scripture to control their people to do things like put themselves in FEMA camps and take chips and things of that nature. Take the mark of the beast, which is the RFID chip. But with that, we'll give all praise, honor, glory to Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai, and say shalom.
Shalom.